I need that sports encyclopedia. U.S. Steve Kim. Got Trent in the cut.
What a human.
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's a master motivator.
I'm a master motivator. I ain't no regular ass motivator. I'm a fucking master.
Coaches tried to make practice so hard that the game was less intrusive. Like they coached you that way. Like people think, well, they were just yelling. No, they were trying to put you under stress and put you in under duress so that when you got in the game, you could mentally handle adversity.
If you go through JUCO and you make it out of JUCO, you can make it anywhere.
I respect the hell out of you to see that you're doing what you're doing and still doing what you're doing for real, the way you do it, man. From day one, you had the same enthusiasm. You keep the same enthusiasm, and it's fucking contagious.
In my opinion, I think Shedeur Sanders is the best deep ball in college football. I don't think
Can you just say something nice about Shedeur Sanders?
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
And I'll proudly stand up next to you all. God bless America.
You said belt to ass, T-Red. You got the belt around you.
What up? We are back in the building. It's Talk That Talk Tuesday. So talk, and I will talk back. We got a loaded lineup today. Steve Kim joins us, and very controversial, to say the least, ex-NBA referee Tim Donaghy joins us, and to talk all things real. He has a ref since 2007. What he thinks about the NBA today, and how the betting world has changed sports. We're going to talk about that on this show. It's loaded. Steve Kim will join us first. We'll dive right into all things real. You see the prenup thumbnail, and all I know is why, Travis? They say you're a smart kid. They say you're a heads-up motherfucker 4.0. Why no prenup? We're going to dive into it. But listen, let's dive right into it. No prenup. The show is powered by BetUS. Head on over there today. Use the promo code CoachJB. And make sure you bet tonight's game as the Knicks try to even the series with the Neesmith-less Naptown Pacers 2-2. We'll see what the Knicks can do. No prenup. Travis Hunter, you know you done fucked up, right? Each his own. I don't really care. Listen. But I do question everyone in this young man's corner. As a wedding jumps off during OTAs in his rookie campaign, as he sets out to do something nobody has ever done before. Nobody's ever seen before. Play both ways in the NFL at a high clip. Can he do it? All I got to do is why, dog? Why now, homie? Wait until your first season is done. But doing it without a prenup? That is what the youngsters call crazy work. Why hasn't this man been set down and talked to? Listen, I understand the judge didn't allow his pops out early to aid him in decision-making. Not sure Travis would have listened anyways, but who knows? But the fact that they have already had some drama in this relationship, as this young lady has been in the news for rap videos and controversial things have been said about her, as far as her habits in the nightlife goes. But listen, each his own. But without a prenup? Wow. Can't fucking fathom it. Deion Sanders knows better. He knows this whole thing in and out. He knows about the prenup. He told her. He told him. Sign a prenup. He didn't listen to Deion. He didn't listen. Could it be his first mistake before many during this NFL career? We're going to find out. The T-Wolves damn near won a close game, which we all know Smitty's terms means they lost and now are down 3-1. The Knicks look to even the series in Naptown tonight as Neesmith may be out, the Jalen Brunson key defender in this series. So that should be a big one to look for. But we shall see. The Oilers look dominant as they blow out the Dallas Stars, as Smitty will break that down later and take a lead in that series 2-1. And the Florida Panthers look dominant. They still lead 3-1, even though Carolina finally got a win. And they lead Carolina in that series. But what do I know? What I do know is the Far East Sider Naptown Legend 317, LeBron Hairline having, Lamar Jackson loving, AR5 defending, and Caitlin Clark jocking. My main man, Big Smitty, is back in the building.
What's going on, y'all, man? We good?
Fuck.
What happened, bro? You burnt?
Oh, I'm burned bad, homie. I got Oliveira, shiny. I look shiny. I'm red like a lobster. White people get red. Black people get what?
God bless me. Woo. We get sick. That's what we get.
That was weird. You did like some weird shit. I didn't know what you were doing. Black
like
people get what? You got to get what?
Now, we just get darker. So, like, I actually love
Still get sunburn, though. Still get sunburn, though. Yeah, I mean, sun's still not good for your skin. Even though you got melatonin, it doesn't matter. I mean, still get burned.
Like, we literally got like we're melanated. Like,
but you get burned though. Brothers get burned, homie.
No, for sure. No, I get burned around my nose.
You still need sunblock, homie. Still need sunblock.
If I'm in Mexico, I don't need it. If I'm in Mexico or Vegas,
no, you need it.
I don't need it. If I'm it helps, I don't need it.
You need it. It's not healthy. Direct sun is not healthy. Direct sun.
Your skin is fucked right now. Like, I don't need it. Is it beneficial? Cool, but I can see your face. You're fucked. You're in pain right now. Like, you're fucked up. Your whole back is red right now. You show the whole chat your back. Your back is done.
I got this aloe vera on. I put aloe vera in my refrigerator.
Yep.
I leave it in there, for year round because white people. So like, I put that cold ass aloe vera on me.
Yeah.
Oh, that motherfucker is painful. But anyway, yeah, I got burned. I fucked around and didn't have the hat yesterday. I was on. A lot of shit happened this weekend, man. A lot of bad things. Bad things happen. Not bad things, but some bad things.
What's the worst thing that happened all weekend for you?
I tipped the jet ski over.
God. You tipped it over, homie?
Yeah, I dropped.
Hold on.
I dropped AE in the water, homie.
That's you and AE?
Huh?
The chat is finally seeing AE for the first time. That's you and AE. That's crazy, homie.
One of the AEs.
One of the AE. Okay.
They don't know who.
That's true.
I don't know why.
In the water right now, chilling.
I was smashing, homie, the whole time. Boom, 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 and then I got it tied off to the yacht. We got the yacht out there. We got the jet ski. I got this fucking big ass thing I bought, like this inflatable like pool on the water. We were just chilling. My homeboy brought his son, his wife out. My other homeboy brought his wife. My other homeboy, Ruben, and my boy Cisco's in the chat. Cisco showed up yesterday. And I'm smashing like 55, homie. And I went around this little island with her, came back, and we kind of just posted. I stopped right there and was like asking who wants to ride next.
Right.
And then motherfucker, I guess both of us on there I just tipped in. But I'm in the water, homie. I tipped it back up right. Because I didn't know. I was like, damn, am I gonna lose this motherfucker already? 20 grand for this motherfucker. Damn. But anyway, boom, put it up. And it was fine. We rode it the rest of the day, drove back, brought it back home, homie. So,
how do you get back on there from that point?
It's got its own ladder on the back.
Oh, okay.
It's a big bitch, homie. That's not a little ski. That's like one of the best skis you could get.
It looked real small.
Everybody out there was jocking it because they know that's like a big time motherfucker. Like everybody, oh, that's Lamborghini. That's what it is. I got the Lamborghini yacht. That's the Lamborghini
like the basic version of it that you can get.
This is the most advanced one. Yep.
Oh, okay. Somebody in the chat said it was like the most like version 1, like the first jet ski.
320 horsepower. So that's you don't get those on jet skis. But anyway,
what's up, man?
Yeah, that's not like a 1975 Sea-Doo, by the way.
Would you ever eat some barbecue? Or I know you didn't have a chance to cook.
Fuck. This was for BPS later, but I was gonna save this for BPS. But yeah, I wanted you to see that.
Hold on, what's going on right here?
You don't see what's going on?
Is that a car being used as the anchor?
That's a car, homie, with a trailer in the water, homie. It's a fucking Prius dropping a fucking boat in the water, homie. That car can't even get out of there.
They don't need the car, so it's probably an old little car.
Look how packed the parking lot is to launch boats, homie. That shit was crazy yesterday out there on the water. It was packed. It wasn't even a night. It got a little sunny finally, like right there, blue skies. But after that, it was kind of gray and cloudy.
Gloomy yesterday, yeah.
Yeah, but who does that right there? It's got to be BPS.
Were they black?
Didn't see him.
Okay.
But see, what are the odds though? A brother getting in the water, first of all, eliminates half, and then that car looks. I hate to say it, homie, but it looks Mexican.
Ooh.
That car looks Mexican.
That's hella racist, though.
Cisco, Ruben, you guys agree that a car looks Mexican?
That's hella racist. To say a car looks like a certain
I know.
ethnicity
And 8, 9, 10 motherfuckers in that car.
That's even more racist.
I mean, that's Mexican.
Like, you keep going in a deeper hole. Like, I'm scared what you're going to say next.
Well, that the car about to, I mean, I mean, they do float around on ice. But anyway, they were like, let me go. They were running around that motherfucker. Ice was around that motherfucker like a motherfucker yesterday because they didn't know what to do. They were never going to see a Mexican dropping a Prius in the water, dropping a boat off on me. They never thought a Mexican was going to draft a car. No, that ain't no Mexican. He's got a Prius in the water. They were like, oh, he good. They just went by them, homie. They thought they had money or something. I never seen that like it, homie. But anyway, shout out to them.
Shout out to everybody who had enjoyed the holiday, but also on a more important note, shout out to those who sacrificed their lives for us, for the country.
Yeah.
Anybody in the chat who got family members, grandfathers, whoever who serve, obviously we appreciate y'all, and we send honor and respect to all y'all. And but we hear y'all. We definitely miss y'all, man. But at the same time, I ain't gonna lie, it felt good, like waking up early and not having to come on here and yell with JB for a couple hours. Like, I needed that little reset, that recharge. So I'm excited for today.
Hey, that's why I want to start getting yelling again real quick with you. It's crazy you said that because I don't know your stance on it, but I want to make sure what you just said is the reason we stand for the flag.
Yeah, I get it.
See what I'm saying? It's crazy.
But I understand both sides.
Yeah, I don't understand the other side. And I've done the history on it too, but
I understand both sides.
Stand for the flag, man. Salute. Memorial Day. 4th of July's next. Smitty, hopefully you're on the water. We'll do a full show on 4th of July out on the yacht. You'll get on jet ski.
That's real dangerous to do it on 4th of July. Like, we're basically just target practice 4th of July.
I'm going to sit the boat right next to the thing that launches the fireworks.
Okay.
We'll be straight.
We'll see how that is.
I mean, we'll get away from it a little bit, homie. But anyway, let's dive into it, man. This show's brought to you by BetUS, and it's quote of the day time, powered by BetUS. So head on over to BetUS today. Use our promo code Coach AB. Smitty, motivation gets you started. Habit keeps you going.
Man, that's powerful.
That's just
powerful.
Motivation is self-motivation is a thing that you can't find very often anymore from certain individuals. Individuals don't have self-motivation no more. They all need a kick in the ass for some unknown reason. We used to have self-motivation because nobody else ever did anything for us. So we had to do it ourselves. Now they need kick in the ass, jump started. But anyway, motivation will get you started, but now habit is what needs to keep you going. You got to make sure that's a routine ritual after you're motivated or the motivation goes away. Smitty, motivation.
You could also replace the word habit with discipline and it works the exact same.
It doesn't work the same at all, but yeah,
the exact same.
Not at all,
because in order for something to be a habit, you need discipline, so it kind of works hand in hand. But regardless, I love this is powerful, this is good, definitely in the top 100, probably 92, 93, but I like this though. Short, sweet, straight to the point.
We've done so many. We've done like 6,000 shows.
Yeah.
We got more shows than anyone on YouTube, but
we do hella shows.
Underpaid, like big. You're underpaid.
You are too.
Yeah, but I got so many other hustles. But on this particular side of this show, like this show,
Yeah.
I'll take the lesser pay to build the thing, but I got to get you paid. See, that's how I am. That's how leaders do. I got to get you paid.
How much do you want to pay me ideally? Like, give me an exact number.
Like if we got a big deal, like boom, move on. At least
like in a perfect world, like what's the amount that if you got to pay me that every month, you'd be like, damn, I feel good.
Oh, I would at least pay. I would like to pay you at least $250K at least to start for a year. So that's what, 20 grand a month, 20 grand a month or something.
I appreciate that, Jackson. That probably that'd be cool.
Yeah, 31 years old. I fucking would say it would be cool too.
Don't count my age, homie.
Hopefully we're close. Hopefully we're close to that, because that's
don't count my age, homie.
I would love to do that for you. And then
he said 31 years old. Hell yes, cool.
And then the white man back in control.
Right.
Try
to put a limit on my shit.
now I tell you, you do this on the show, you do this. Contrary to belief, brought to you by BetUS TV. Head on over there today. Use our promo code Smitty. Loud voices fade. Quiet strength leaves a mark. Contrary to belief.
Loud voices fade. Quiet strength leaves a mark. I like that, homie. That's a unique one. You ain't never said that before.
Yeah, it's my own.
That's top 40. Just off the fact that it's unique. I think you actually made that up. You didn't get it from anywhere else.
I made that up before.
I can tell you did. Never heard it. But the irony is, me and you both are very loud. So like, I don't know what that means really.
Like after the show, all these cats forget everything that we yell at about. When we went silent though, like yesterday we didn't do the show.
Yeah.
Stuck out more, didn't it?
That's a bar. They were panicking and said, "Oh my God!" Like, people forgot that we weren't doing the show, so they were, "Oh, where's the show at? I didn't have it this morning."
Bailey did like a funny clip series. He did like funny. He posted. Bailey posted like a funny clip.
I see it, homie.
Video. Yeah, you don't not invested, but yeah, he did.
I'm sorry, but like people like Jake Webb and then Ivan Balls, Dillinger, Olivas, and TC, they were all like panicking yesterday. It was crazy. Joe Accord panicking.
Joe Accord said no one did that, Smitty. Whole question, Smitty. Let's dive right into it. If possible, what would Smitty have advised Travis Hunter?
I would have advised Travis Hunter to make the best decision for himself, whatever that means, in his household, whatever that means. So if that means prenup for you,
how does he know? But that's not what I asked Smitty what he would advise.
That's what I would advise him. I don't know.
How do you advise him? So you didn't advise him nothing.
That's my advice.
So you didn't help this young man at all.
See, let me give you some free game, single man.
You didn't help him at all.
I don't step into people's relationships and tell them what they should do for their relationship. Everybody's relationship is different. Maybe he feels like she's built with him and she's played a role in becoming who he is. They got together young. So, like, for example, I saw, and I know you're not too fond of him, but Dave Portnoy, we know the founder and owner of Barstool, he was on Club Shay Shay recently, and I saw a clip that he said that his ex-wife still has access to like a bank account, and he allows her to, use it to spend money. And Shannon reacted crazy, like, what? And he was like, listen, she was there when I didn't have shit. She helped me build. So he said, and we broke up right around the time when shit was about to take off. He says, morally, I don't feel like it's right to like have someone who helped me build it, and then we take off and she doesn't, reap any of the rewards. I respect that, honestly. Again, to each his own. I'm not saying everybody do that, but I understand the premise and the mindset. So again, we can make all our opinions about their relationship. We can look at a rap video here, rap video there. At the end of the day, that man is happy as hell, and that's all I care about. So if he's happy, I'm happy. We should be happy. Stay out this man's business and his relationship. Stay out of it, homie. Ain't nobody telling you what to do, Jay. I tried to tell you what to do. You didn't listen to me. That's the thing. People don't listen. So why are we trying to go tell them something? To each his own. To me, you need to be in a relationship. You need to be married. You should do X, Y, and Z. But that's not the lifestyle you want to live. You want to have hoes. You want to move around freely. You want to do the things you want to do. So everybody can do their own thing. No prenup for him. Work for him.
Yeah, like I said, I started with the lead in. Like each his own. That's why I keep saying each his own, each their own. I don't really give a shit. I'm not there. Don't know the kid at all. Don't know the girl at all.
Look at his face.
All I know, look like the Predator.
Man, happy. Look at it.
All I know is that sign a prenup, though. That's just I guess my only advice. I gotta say, I gotta give you advice. Like everyone's happy when they got married on the first day, Smitty.
Me and my girl, we were pissed.
Hey, if you get married, you just
we argued our day of marriage.
That's fine, but
it got better as it went.
Well, shit. That first day, it act like we're not gonna. Everybody's happy right there. Shit.
How you know you ain't never been married, homie?
Signed a contract with 46 mil, 30 guarantee, signing bonus, and nothing sweeter love. Ooh.
I'm really
let me say you play Travis. I'm gonna play mentor. Hey Travis, do your thing. Each his own. Nothing to say. You gotta make your own mistakes. But sign the prenup, son. Why wouldn't you not sign it for your own protection and your mama's protection and your daddy that's in jail's protection? Why don't you do that first? I'm just going to give you that piece of advice. Okay, you still go play video games. You still go do your thing and think you're going to play both ways and all that old shit. Go ahead. And I'll watch you fail that way. But I don't want you to fail this way.
I'm happy, coach. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to play both sides. Y'all said I couldn't do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get married, not sign a prenup. Y'all said I can't do it. I'm going to do it. Every time y'all say I can't do something, I'm going to prove y'all wrong. I'm happy. My girl loves me for me. I'm going to stay with her. She going to stay with me through it all. We're not going to divorce. We're not going to break up. We don't need a prenup. This is what makes me happy. She's happy. Y'all stay out of mine. I'll stay out of yours.
You're a lost cause, son. You can leave my office. Good luck.
All right, coach. Appreciate you.
He's fucked.
4.0 student.
He's fucked. First shot, take a first play we get it, take a 9 route on his ass. All right. Anyway,
you want to do a 9 route? That's actually what he would lock up. 4-3, crazy athlete. That's an easy route to cover.
You're not 4-3 at all. Anyway,
on the field he is.
Yeah, I doubt it. But anyway,
on field speed different than just straight line 40.
Smitty, there's a lot going on in the sports world. The T was damn near tied up the series.
So what that mean?
What does that mean?
Yeah,
they lost. So they're down 3-1. But they damn near won last night.
Really good game, though. They damn near did, homie. I saw a post. They led in like every statistical category, but they lost. It was like
I didn't watch it. I didn't get to watch. I was on the yacht. How'd they lose?
You never watch any game, and then you come here and do a whole rant about the games. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But they led in rebounds.
So was that the first good game?
Nah, the Knicks Pacers series been pretty good.
No, that series.
Oh yes, for that series, yes.
So 3 blowouts.
Yep, and then a really good game yesterday. They were hooping.
Good NBA still. Good league.
Really good game yesterday, and then tonight.
Good NBA. NBA still good for you?
Yeah, overall, yeah, for sure, overall.
So conference finals, 3 blowouts, and out of 4 is good basketball.
The thing is, back in the days, we just didn't criticize everything as much as we do now.
I know.
Everybody that had these talking platforms. Everybody couldn't start a podcast. We didn't have social media. Because I bet if I really go back into certain playoffs, I guarantee there's some playoffs where there were. I'm not saying to this exact level, but I guarantee there are playoffs where it's like, damn, it's blowout here, blowout there. But we just didn't care. We didn't talk about it like the way we do now. Everything's under a microscope in today's society. And that's why these athletes, these players, these coaches are the most criticized players and coaches we've ever seen in the history of all sports.
Let me ask you something. Last week I said the T-Wolves Knicks play in the finals. It was the best trade for both parties ever in NBA history, maybe. Both teams benefited. What? Towns, Randall goes. Towns comes to New York. Vita Cinco,
I think, yeah.
He comes over to Minnesota, breaking up that Villanova crew, which was crazy anyway. Love that commercial, by the way. It's funny as hell because they got a little beef after the trade, remember, during the preseason. And then
Pops.
Yeah, and then you got and then now I look last night and I see the stat line of Julius Randle.
Oh man, he had a horrible
and I question, is this why the Lakers booted him? Is this why the Knicks were okay with letting him go so easily? He no-shows in big games, and that was his MO. That's his MO on him. Just go online and Google when he no-shows. 5 points, Smitty, and you lose by 2 in a high-scoring affair I would question that's got to be the reason you lose. When your star who's been balling all playoffs bust and has 5 points and won't get to the fucking line, and you're 1 for 10 from threes, and you're shooting threes all day on the perimeter, and you won't go to the line and get to the line and draw some fouls. I don't understand it. And you lose by 2, Smitty. You got to be pointing. You got to be looking at Julius Randle last night and saying, "Damn, the Knicks got rid of him for a reason, maybe." So did the Lakers as a youngster. Remember, he was a fucking young up and coming. Everyone was
the Lakers, they didn't know anything at that point.
He got hurt.
They got Randle because they wanted to get AD. All the young cats that we sent out, by the way, Ingram, hard, fucking
Watts, or what's his name? Fucking Utah. Yeah.
What's his name?
I fucking forgot. Light skin cat.
Like all the tattoos. Yeah, like literally every young guy we sent off was
all the light skins. Cat.
I've always liked Julius Randle, even back in Kentucky, because he was a dog. Like he worked hard, double machine. Yes, you got to put some blame on him yesterday for sure, because you are the co-star and you had a down game. But at the same time, though, man, Anthony Edwards during the playoffs has had a lot of down games in which Julius Randle saved him. So sometimes it's like that. Sometimes for whatever reason, your guy is having an off
Jordan
game.
Clarkson.
Thank you. Yeah. So listen, last night he deserves some blame for sure, but I don't want to take away from the entirety of the playoffs and say this is why you were traded. It's like they're in the Western Conference Finals. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't like they first round exit, and he's been playing very well this entire playoff run. So it's unfortunate. It was a tough loss. And I feel like the series is definitely over now. Down 3-1. And like I said, when you lead a game in almost every major statistical category but lose, that hurts. Because you feel like, damn, I did everything. We still lost.
Yeah, it was I don't know, Smitty. That's a tough one to lose. I don't think you could overcome that loss either. Now 3-1 going back, it's probably over, right?
Yeah, I think it's a wrap. And OKC, I believe they're 5-1 during this playoffs at home, so they're very good at home. They really take advantage of that home court advantage, or home court crowd, excuse me. So it's probably over in 5. I'm sure Timberwolves are gonna go out there, play hard, make it exciting. But OKC, they've been the best team all year, and I just think we've all just been hesitant to just place them in the finals because they're so young. They're very young, but they play hard. They play like an older group. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though, I mean, SGA is what, 25 or something like that, and he's the superstar. Like he's like the OG of the team. He's like 25 or something like that, 26, whatever. Everybody else is young, 23, 22, but they play together. They play mature. You can tell they actually enjoy each other's company. That's why you see post game, one player's getting interviewed, the whole squad's behind them. Like, people think it's corny, but I think it's just a sign of that. Like, no, we are a team in every which way you could think of. And I think it's time for us to all put respect on who the Thunder is and who they are. And, man, if this team goes on and win this championship this year, who's to say that, like, this ain't the start of, like, something big? Because they're so young, you know what I'm saying? So if they can win now, as long as they keep their egos in check, who knows, man? They might go on a little run.
Yeah, OKC, man. I don't know. The finals could be intriguing. Either team from the East, either team actually will be an intriguing matchup with OKC. I'm curious to see.
Yeah,
if the Knicks are tied up
because of their depth.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked the Knicks tied up tonight and these teams are winning on each other's court. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Yeah, I could see it going back to New York 2-2, and this becomes a 7-game series. You think it's a 7-game series either way?
I said that up like initially at the start. I now think it's going to be a 6-game series, and we're not losing both games at the crib. Indianapolis crowd is going to be insane. Pacers was up by 20 last game and just took
another shitty NBA game.
Took their foot off the pedal. You know what I'm saying? So I see the Pacers winning this game tonight. You know, I'm thinking a score of like 105-97. go up 3-1. The Indy crowd's gonna be rocking. It's gonna be sold out crowd, yellow and blue, towels everywhere. Mike Epps gonna be there in the front row. It's gonna be insane. So yeah, I think Pacers win this, go up 3-1. I think the Knicks win the next game in New York to make it 3-2, and then Pacers go ahead and end it back here in Naptown.
We'll see. Bet. Next, Smitty, we got some Ryan Clark news. You break that to us.
All right, man. Change your energy right now. Your energy sucks right now. I'm getting pissed off. All right. So next up, man, we got the Ryan Clark news, man. So Ryan Clark actually issued an apology to RG3 after calling him out over his video with his wife in the back, and he's going to Angel Reese. So check this out.
Greta Griffin. Let me say this before getting into reasoning, before getting into thought process. She should not have been brought up in me trying to make a point about how having Black women close to you and the things that you learn from them can help you in the way that you approach and speak to and about them. She didn't need to be the illustration of that. I could speak positively about what they are without making the insinuation that it's something that non-Black women don't do well. I'm doing the exact same thing, or it may have seemed that I did the exact same thing to her that I'm trying to keep people from doing to Black women. My thought process was, in seeing certain clips on my algorithm, on my timeline, they do a podcast together. In that podcast, they talk very openly about not being Black enough. They talk very openly about biracial kids, what it's like to not be accepted in the Black community. They very rarely talk about Black women. In the video that RG3 posted that I felt like mocked Angel Reese, she was in the background. Did I love the optics of RG3, a Black man, attacking and imitating, and what I felt insulting, mocking a Black woman as his wife was in the background, almost seemingly as a prop of, and this is my feeling, of what was good, amening, nodding along, and applauding what I felt like was a personal attack. I didn't. But that doesn't mean because I have that feeling about what you do to someone else that I can do that to you. So, to Greta, I was out of line. I was out of bounds. I apologize. To all of the people that don't like RG's take or takes or the way that he moves, or even if you just in this conversation take my side and want to support me.
You know anything is he saying on me?
What you mean?
I mean, the motherfucker sounds stupid as fuck. Like, I'm be honest, dog. The cat is really starting to fucking, like, he just, what is he saying, homie? Like, cringe.
You guys, this isn't the latest apology video either,
I know.
by the way.
I know.
There's another one, but it's for his own family and his kids like that.
I know. It shit just keeps stacking up. Like, I've never been around a cat that's got a high status as far as in this media space or a big time platform that doesn't have a PR team. Like, holy fuck, what are we doing? Like, I don't know why the PR team hasn't shut this man down from his own self. Like, he's incriminating himself every day that he goes out and says some more shit.
The views are popping though, so he probably.
By the way, yeah, like you say, if it's content, it is what it is. Here's the thing. Keith Smith and the guys in the chat saying that this is how you apologize, JB. Take notes. This isn't an apology. And if you think it is, you're fucking not very smart, Keith. But we already knew that, you fat fuck. Here's what the problem is. He's literally going a roundabout way on basically defending his own self and saying in a gray area to still take a shot at RG3. If you listen carefully, Ryan, or Keith Smith, if you're really listening, this is a absolute a separate shot at a dude by trying to make himself look good. It's a fucking bad look. I don't know what it is. Like, he's turning people off more and more and more every day. And that's white and Black. If you just go look at the consensus out there. So I don't know why this continues to be a topic of discussion. Like, it's been over a week, Smitty? And he's still talking about RG3 because, Smitty, he's taking so much heat in social media. Now he's trying to like backtrack it and keep it going, but trying to like act as if he's not the guy that everyone thought he was. He wasn't a malicious attacker at the white girl, his wife, and found out he had a white baby. Oh, I have a biracial baby. That was a horrible explanation, by the way, when he came out with that one after Marcellus and everybody else put him out there. So like he's keep backpedaling, homie. But that's what he does best anyway. He played DB. So, Smitty.
Yeah, I just think, like, listen, you said it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think Ryan Clark is a smart individual.
Like, stand on it, right? Stand on it, though.
You got to show, stand on it. You know what I'm saying? I just think he saw and heard, like, all the backlash as far as the bringing up RG3's wife. And he probably just was like, all right, yeah, like, I probably shouldn't have did that. You know, I shouldn't have brought her up into it. So I understand that piece and feeling like, okay, let me speak out on that individual piece. But to your point, I thought you made a good point. We listened to this full video. It's like it starts off with a little bit of an apology to his wife, but then majority of the clip, though, is like just explaining why he said what he said. It's not really like apologizing. It's like, well, I said it because if you watch their clips, most of their podcasts are about X, Y, and Z, and they do. So it's like it's just giving more, I guess, fuel to the fire of why I decided to say that. And then he sprinkled in a little bit of an apology to the wife to kind of like hide the real emotion. You can tell that at the end of the day, let's be real, he doesn't like RG3. And RG3 probably don't like him either. And you could tell that they have some sort of history, probably at ESPN, something probably happened, and probably whatever. Who knows the true story outside of the people who's actually there. So that's why I think that original take was so, call it strong or whatever towards him and his wife, because that's how the first video is how he really feels. Now he's trying to just kind of protect his brand a little bit, so to speak, and like not, and try to save face. On top of the fact, I know his family, his wife was starting to get backlash because he brought up another man's wife. So now he's seeing all the negative attention come from everywhere. So he's trying to like will it back in to like make it all look cute and pretty and stuff now. And it's like, nah, you said what you said, homie, and it is what it is. Like, move on, So
yeah, he just keeps. I don't understand why he just can't own it or just shut up. Like, own it or shut the fuck up. I just don't understand why we're still like, why is he still out here discussing it? And let me ask something real quick.
Yeah.
Why is he always in the middle of something? Like this, I get content, and if that's what you want to do, you want to take Shannon Sharp's side way of things and doing the, the IG Live and then doing the Cat Williams and then kind of just catching fire and snowball effect, and he kind of blew up right overnight after that main interview. Then he does the IG Live thing, and then the latest thing, the controversial side, but he's still doing his thing, right? Content. I get that side, but damn, like RG3's content seems to be about the same shit, the same end story is always what he has to do, is what he wants to bring up. Always. I mean, it's race, and it doesn't matter who says it. Black guy, white guy, media member, player. He's always into some fucking buddy's business. I just don't understand. That's not really content to me. Like, it's not really the same as Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp's content is actually IG Live fucking his content. Like, we're bringing that. This guy's not about no content.
But Shan, I mean, like for Shan, like Club Session is like it's an interview show. Boom, like it's real straightforward. Yeah. Bring on big guests, they interview them. That's what it is. Like it's just real. You know what I'm saying? Like it's.
But like his content, he had the IG Live after that, not on that show. Then he does the other show that at night. Like his shit is more like content though. Yeah. Like.
But those are like taking like either actual main like topics and like discussing like we do, or they're just interviewing guys. Where this, to your point, is like, it's almost like drama. It's almost like taking drama and stuff that like you could point online and just like I don't know. I know what you're saying. It's just different. It's not the exact same. Now they do some really dope interviews too. Like when they got their full group, I think, which is I've seen some good episodes too. I'm a guy. I don't know, Ryan. I'm not here like just going out like that, but this type of stuff does like kind of turn
like,
you off.
Like, when they have like Belichick on or they have their show, right?
Yeah.
But then like to get his show going, it seems like he goes back to this type of shit. and he gets in the middle of somebody's shit to promote his show that has good guests and has good content on the show. Totally two different worlds. Like this is the part that's killing him, and I just wonder if that's gonna end up. Because I'm telling you, Fred Taylor's face, dog, he did not want to be in the middle of that shit. I could just see it in his fucking eyes, dog. I was like, this guy don't want to be in it. I don't know if everybody is in on all the shit he does separately.
Who knows? Like, none of us really know what his ultimate goal is, though. Like, there's a reason why he does go into the race thing a lot. But only he knows. Like, I think there's some bigger picture thing that he's trying to tap into outside of sports. Outside of ESPN. He has that locked in. I think I said it before. I think he's trying to like find his he's trying to become mainstream and be able to talk about broader conversations in a broader space and become like a bigger star outside of sport. Like that is my take. I could be 100% wrong. This is my opinion. This is my assumption. I'm not saying this is coming from anywhere. Make that clear. But when I read what's going on, it feels that way because there's a time and a place to like for sure defend black women or black men or certain like there's instances where I get the situation, but everything ain't race. Like sometimes
everything
we are reaching right now, and I'm a black man, obviously, duh. So I'm like sometimes like all right, bro, that wasn't that big of a deal. Like sit down.
Every fucking thing is race, homie. That's the problem, but then he'll get a big time guest on right after.
Yeah.
So like. I'm telling you, my
thing is this though, because I know how this stuff works. Like, he probably had that guest booked though. Like, I don't think it's a direct correlation of I said this race thing. Now I can get Belichick. Nah, a lot of the times, like Belichick probably been booked for weeks. That's Bill Belichick. Like that's not somebody you just, hey, come on tomorrow. Like, nah, you've had that book for they got a full team over there at the Pivot. Like. They got a talent booker, all that side stuff. I think he just does these videos in between the main episodes to keep traction and keep attention and stuff.
You think he's gonna address South Carolina, Myrtle Beach, fucking 13 motherfuckers getting shot at the outside at the beach yesterday? No, bet you he don't talk about that. All brothers and sisters. He ain't gonna talk about that shit today. That's what the problem.
You just said it. Damn.
Yeah, that's the problem. Why that ain't national news? See, that's the problem. This motherfucker don't want to talk about the real issues. He wants to talk about race, but he has his own fucking folks getting shot up, homie, at Myrtle Beach. And I bet you he won't make a fucking peep. You won't hear a peep out of his motherfucking ass today. If you want to be real, do that, Ryan Clark. Go out and holler at the youngsters out here shooting each other, homie. At Myrtle Beach, a fucking great tourist attraction. I love Myrtle Beach, by the way. And there's by the way, 2 weeks ago here in Cali, Lake Paris, same thing.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that one.
Same fucking thing. I haven't seen Ryan Clark say a motherfucking thing. Like, it's irritating, homie, when motherfuckers like myself and Marcellus and other folks come out and try to be proactive with it all. And then at the end of the day, we don't hear a peep from people that have a mainstream media platform. Don't hear a fucking peep until it's time for them to make a peep and make it about him and another black man, RG3, over a beef with a white girl that you already have a baby by, too. Like, the shit don't make sense to me, homie. It seems like you said, I think he has a bigger agenda out there. I don't know if it's politics or what. But at the end of the day, goddamn, homie, at least keep it real. I'd respect your takes. If you were just straight up the way you are, but you stood on business and that was who you are and blah, blah, I'm cool with it. But don't go backpedaling and shit and making some half-ass apology when you really are just blabbering about the same shit you already did. You're still like standing on business, didn't he? But like trying to be apologetic. Like it don't make no sense. I don't get it. But anyway.
Yeah. And look, my last thing too, to close that out, because you brought up the beach thing too. You know how this content stuff works too, though. And unfortunately, the news ain't big enough. So he's not gonna talk about it too. If that news is big enough, I think he would talk about it.
It's unfortunate too.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. I'm just being real. That's just how it works. You talk about the stuff that's gonna get you clicks. So,
man, shout out. We got one of my favorite players of all time, man, James Washington, joining the show this Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah, I just got wind of that. But go ahead, Smitty. Last thing. I think we're at what's happening now before a commercial break.
Yeah, what's happening now, man? Comedian, a guy who I think is hilarious, Druski. He's going viral after painting a white face in his new skit. So let's check this
now
out.
I'm curious on what whiteface and blackface is. Let me. What's the difference? Now I'm saying when did that come a thing? Like when they said whiteface, blackface, like.
I mean, I feel like you would know more than me. I mean, I know the blackface side of it, like the old, that's my way back, 19, whatever. Like they would have old films where a lot of times black people were not in the movies or not in the film, not allowed to. So they would have white people who would do these dramatic, literal black faces with, red lining, kind of almost trying to make it look like monkey-ish, and ape-ish to like portray black people, and they would like purposely make us look like animalistic and buffooning. There's actual evidence of that. So I know from the blackface side, that's where it stemmed from, and that's why from the black culture, it's always been a very sensitive thing because there's actual factual proof, and if you just do quick searches of how they were trying to portray us and how we looked. The whiteface thing, I'm not sure if there's like an actual history of it or not. I mean, honestly, my first real experience in my childhood of like seeing it was the comedy movie of White Chicks. I'm just being honest, like just with the Wayans brothers. But it was always kind of like, I don't know. I guess it's my perspective. It always came as more like comedy on that side, on that front, as far as the history that I know. But again, if there's you as a white man, maybe you got maybe there's some other stuff that happened prior to my knowledge that I don't know about. But here's a skit though, real quick, of Druski basically showing us how the hoods be when you got the one white dude who lives there. So check it out.
I'm chilling. I'm posted up.
This is JB and Comp,
man. I ain't on shit.
No. he the wannabe.
Straight up, man.
Tell him on.
Jit right here, man.
Tell him on.
I'm ready to jit right here, man. You know what's
See,
going on,
I grew up with my grandma.
Yeah.
See, folks always tell me like, you a white boy, you can't be doing all that. I grew up on that side.
On that side, yeah.
But I was raised by these folks. I grew up with white folks, but I was raised in a dope hole.
In the dope hole, man.
I was
Straight
raised
up,
in
man.
a dope hole. Man.
I witnessed it with my own eye, man. For real, man.
Changing
diaper, man. Walking around with pull-ups.
I'm thinking about another lane.
Okay.
Another, gotta, you know what I'm saying? That's all this thing. Another.
I know what you mean about it.
I ain't said though.
Please wait to the ending though. Wait to the end.
It's my hood.
He said it's my hood.
Wait to the end. We almost done now. Wait to the end. Right do all you got the black girl.
Pull back up the mom, baby. I'll hit you back, bro. Alright. What the hell y'all cook for dinner?
Preston, stop talking like that.
You were raised better than that.
Why y'all tripping like that? Y'all
Stop. That's enough. That is enough.
Oh,
come on now.
Damn.
A dude named Preston, homie. I thought it was funny, but I don't know. Like, it is what it is. That's blowing up online.
He didn't look like a light-skinned brother to me.
You said what?
He just a light-skinned brother. That ain't no white dude.
Right. I mean, it ain't gonna be perfect, you know.
Horrible skit. Horrible skit. I
didn't
get the funniness out of it.
Shout out to Druski, man. Shout out to Druski.
He acting like a brother. He totally want to be acting like a brother. That ain't a white boy. I wish he would have just did a white dude trying to be cool with the brothers. That's what he should have did if he's gonna do white face, whatever that means. I don't know. It's not funny to me at all.
Skip blew up. Shout out to Druski. It's probably an age gap. This is more so like the white dudes, kind of like the younger age group. We're not saying
he's a nobody.
Huh?
He's a nobody.
Who?
This cat.
Who? Druski?
Yeah, he's a nobody. He's a nobody that got a platform from.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't.
Yeah,
say
he's
that.
a nobody. He's absolute nobody.
Druski busted his ass on social, built a following.
How you damn near bust your ass?
I remember when he was just doing stuff from like a phone, like a little raggedy phone, making little short videos. Like he was always funny though, and it just built up. Like I watched it build up. That's why I don't hate on him, because I understand this social media shit. It's a grind. It is. We're not under the ground digging for fucking oil, but it's a grind in his own space, his own right. And he didn't just pop up. He was building for a minute and finally started to get the attention of bigger name people and became who he is. So I respect it. I know he, he's done like different tours and shit. Like he works hard though.
I think there's a reason. I think we had a show about all this. Remember him, the Bobby Alti or whatever that girl's name was?
They're not the same breath at all. They're not, like, that's a horrible comparison.
Same. What I mean is they did something, homie, with somebody to blow up. Yeah, they did.
Never heard nothing from Bobby ever. You can't give me any evidence before the interview.
What?
There's hella evidence of him actually being on social media making videos. Yeah. You didn't know it, but like he's made video. Like
no, I'm sure he did. But what I'm saying is, homie, I don't know too many cats that nobody knew about that just blew up unless you knew something somewhere. And didn't this cat get his ass ran through by Diddy?
No. That's nothing. We got to stop just saying stuff like that.
I heard he did.
No, you didn't. You gotta stop saying
rumor. Allegedly, he got ran through at Diddy party.
No, he did. Some girl tried to drop his name, and the shit got dropped, and like it was that quick.
Is it dropped? I heard it ain't dropped.
Okay.
Allegedly, he got ran through. I don't
know. Making up stories.
I don't know. I don't know if they use baby oil or not. I don't know if they use baby oil or not. I'm saying I don't know if they use baby oil.
What dude said allegedly JB got ran through. You be pissed right now.
Nah, what?
Yes, you would.
Because if I know the truth, then it is what it is. You can talk all you want.
But like, don't try to gaslight me. You say stuff like you
I don't know what that means.
It is the truth.
Sounds gay. I don't even know what gaslight.
Say it like I heard he got ran through. Like you said it with the tone of like
Smitty, you act, not just you either, by the way. Everybody in the chat, everybody out there listening, they act like I haven't had my name ran through the mud or something.
You didn't like that, did you?
Like, I think I've been ran through the mud more than anybody we talk about on this show.
So why would you do the same thing to others?
Because I know what's real and what's not. I don't give a fuck if you talk about me, homie. Like, if you know the real, why is everybody offended if I say this motherfucker got his shit ran through?
Because that's not something that you put out unless you got
ran through. It is what it is. He knows the truth. He knows the truth.
Throw out there.
He knows the truth. Right?
There ain't some shit you just throw out there. There's certain things like,
the man
you don't just throw
out
there.
How did his shit get thrown out there then? See what I'm saying? Nah, you can't have both ways, homie. Can't have both ways. Why is JB's name shit thrown out there then, homie? Nah, it is what it is. You got to live with it, homie. It's on the internet. It is what it is. I can't cry and over spilled milk. You the first one to say that shit. What do you mean? Like, it is what it is. We can't control that shit. Guess what? Allegedly, he got his ass ran through on a slip and slide with baby oil, homie.
I don't put us in the same breath as like normal media.
We
supposed to be the real ones though. We the real ones.
That's my point.
We're not the wreck. We're not. You know what I'm saying? So we're not gonna do the same thing they do.
No, that's why I'm like, that's why I'm like, hey, that's why I'm like, hey, I don't know if he got ran through on a slip and slide with baby oil, but that's allegedly. But anyway,
Druski and Bobby Altov, and you putting people in the same lane, not the same lane. Put Druski in the lane.
They got the same agents.
Put Druski in the same lane as like DC Young Fly. DC Young Fly is the guy who used to make he used to roast people on his videos for years.
I don't even know that.
Built himself up. Desi Banks. These are guys that if you pay attention.
What happened to him?
Who was the guy that you talked about the other day that you used to watch? Netflix special. His name started with a K. I'm having a brain fart, but there's a certain lane of like comedy, social media comedy guys that have literally, if you paid attention, they built their way up. Like
I've never heard of any of these names, by the way.
But that's because your algorithm is nothing but Trump and Elon and far right and stuff like that, like race shit.
Everybody has Elon. Everybody, you have Elon too, because he owns a fucking platform.
I don't have him. I don't know what I ain't seen him in forever.
You see everything because he controls every single thing he's on.
I promise you, I haven't seen nothing on him like in a while.
You got Druski, you got fucking JC Youngfly or whatever. You got fucking all these motherfuckers. That's who your shit is.
Yeah, like my shit's comedy, sports, some good visuals to look at.
Ryan Clark.
Yep.
Anyway, we'll take a little quick break. Steve Kim joins us on the other side. We got a loaded lineup. Steve Kim joins us, and then we got the legendary, controversial Tim Donahue joining us, ex-NBA ref. That is obviously you can know what happened to him. Last ref game was 2007. We're going to talk to him about all of that and more right here on the Realest Show on Planet ERF. Baby oil, slip and slides and all. Short, fast, skinny, and tall. We do it all. We'll be right back. 4 minutes. Hey, well, fuck it. I'll go home tonight. I'll drink my yak and smoke my stick, and I'll get it back cracking.
McCain, Philadelphia 76er, young rookie star who had a pretty solid year until he got hurt, is opening up his own nail line. I think there's a video we can check out.
I am so excited to announce something I've been.
Hold on, homie. This really happened. I was fucking with you.
Oh no, it's a real. Oh no, it's a real thing. Oh, hold on. I don't. No bullshit. Are you playing around right now?
Are you playing with me?
No, either you doing good TV and you got me food, or you really didn't know.
Hold on, homie. No. You bullshit. Like hold on. You're bullshitting me, homie.
Listen to the video.
Time out. No, I'm tell you why I'm not lying. Last year when Shaun King came on, this kid came on and he did like a nail promo.
Yeah.
He did like a thing in his fucking kitchen or something.
But he just 48 hours ago, maybe even less, said he was releasing a new nail line. So when you make that line during your rant with Caleb Williams, I thought you had saw this.
I can't make this. No, I did not see this.
Like on the Bible, like no bull, like no BS.
On everything I love, I never knew this. I thought this was old news. I just was brought up something that he did last year. I didn't know he really coming out with a fucking line. Show me, man.
Working on for a very long time now. Went to the lab and I actually created my own nail polish collection with Sally Hansen. It's crazy to even think that when I first started painting my nails that I'd be here with my own collection with colors that I made. Let's get into the colors and let me show you everything that I created. Obviously with the help of the Sally Hansen scientists. This collection is called MVP.
Hold on, homies. Pause. We have to address certain things that are said in this deal. Mm-hmm. We have a major problem, homie. We have a major masculinity problem in America. And athletes speaking about masculinity, athletes used to be the trump card. They used to be like, hey, be a man like me, play NBA, play NFL, play Major League Baseball. Now we got motherfuckers doing that one shit, that gay baseball thing that goes around. We did a commercial on
Savannah Bananas.
The bananas. The name is telling. And then you got men that are athletes. Tell me, it started with Magic's kid and Dwayne Wade, but it's starting to get ridiculous, homie. To be honest, let's be real. So let's take away keywords out of this thing right here. He said, first of all, when I started to paint my nails, we gotta be honest here, homie. We gotta start using and saying what these cats actually say out of their mouth. We're not wearing our journalistic card today, but I'm going to put it on real quick because that's what he said, homie. He said, Smitty, when I started to paint my nails, I never thought it would come to this. So first of all, let's start with the context. That's what he said first of all. Let's rewind it just a little bit. Take a listen.
Everything that I created, obviously with the help of the Sally Hansen scientists. This collection is called MVP, and it stands for Most Valuable Polish. First up, we have Bucket.
Go back a bit further. Right here.
Painting my nails, that I'd be here.
Right there. I got to hear it again.
I think that when I first started painting my nails,
Let me hear it again.
think that when I first started painting my nails,
when I first started painting my nails. That's what's sticking in my head right now. I'm stuck with that right now, Smitty. God, I can't. Okay, let's move on now.
I'd be here with my own collection with colors that I made. Let's get into the colors and let me show you everything that I created. Obviously with the help of the Sally Hansen scientists. This collection is called...
She has a scientist to make nail polish. Got it. All right.
MVP, and it stands for Most Valuable Polish. First up,
MVP. gonna be hard to trademark MVP, the actual acronym for it. I don't know how he'll do that. So
it could be MVPEE though, to make sure, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it could be a lot of shit. It could be gay. But let's take a look.
We have Bucket Blue. It literally says my name on the bottle. Got a little shimmer in it.
I can't do it, homie. I can't watch this cat hold it.
Come on, push through. We gotta watch the whole thing.
I can't watch him hold the thing like this, homie, with nail painted, homie. I can't do this.
Do you like the nail though? Like, no bullshit. Like did you do a good job?
Don't ask me that, homie. Don't ask me. You imagine my nails being painted? I'm holding the fucking polish like this, homie.
Kevin the Trigger, screenshot this and like paint it so we can see how it look.
Are you shitting me with this act? Am I supposed to hold the fucking? This is nail polish thing right here. Are you shitting me with this? I can't do this, homie. There's no fucking way I'm gonna be able to do this and moving on in my life.
Woo! We here, y'all. Hour number 2. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. If you're not a member and you're new here, welcome. This is us, man. The realest Shaun Planet ERF. We're gonna disagree, we're gonna argue, we're gonna laugh. We probably not gonna cry, we're gonna pray, we're gonna have big time guests, and we're gonna have fun, y'all, doing it. So welcome, become a member. There's perks. You can join our Discord. You get more personal one-on-one conversation and discussion with us. Sometimes we go members only chat where only members can come in here and even comment and respond and talk. We sometimes do call-ins, things like that. So become a member. If you're new here, welcome. For all the OGs and my cousin Keith Smith, appreciate you.
Keith Smith's an absolute fucking shitbird. I want to be clear real quick. Smitty, I don't understand. Oh, right here, Smitty.
Lewis Rainey. I'm late, coach. I know I'm a slap, but I know who tried to throw dirt in your name. It was Delron Doiser, and I don't even think he played. He left to Gardena with Coach T or whatever his name was.
So Lewis played for me. He's addressing who you think you spoke to about leaving me.
Delron Doiser. Okay. I don't go like the spot we went to, like it ain't a spot I frequent at all. But if I decide if I go back there, I might.
Players know the real now. They're gonna say the real. Players don't lie. They're gonna see.
They're gonna with Coach T. Who's Coach T?
He was my D coordinator.
Okay. This sound a little accurate. Yes, you might have it right. That might be what it is.
And what did he say though?
Hold on. What did the homie say, or what is Lewis saying?
Well, both, but Lewis saying the cat didn't even play.
Homie said that he was gonna come back.
I didn't lose no real player. I just want to be clear.
He said, "You said, hey son, I got your balls in my hand." And after you said that, his ego he couldn't stay. So he said, "I got to go ahead and head out." I ain't gonna lie. As your co-host, I could hear you saying that though. Like like just knowing how you talk, I could definitely that sound like a JB phrase.
Oh no. It sounds like I did say it probably.
Okay, all right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it was
I probably said it for a reason. Like, get the fuck out of here. Like he wasn't even a player.
it was too specific for him. I was like, yeah, JB Debbie said that.
And Smitty, I've done that so many times to actually make you leave. Because I don't want you, and I don't want to I don't want you to stick around and deal with your mamas and all that old shit unless I'm hitting. You know what I'm saying? So it's like. Yeah, unless I was fucking, but other than that, nah, I'd rather not.
Unless you was doing what?
Huh?
You said unless you were doing what?
I'm saying I didn't want you to stick around and deal with your mama and all that, unless I was hitting it. But nah, I don't. I don't want you around, because the mama didn't bring nothing to the table. I didn't need you. But
what was the story when you had one of your coaches rubbing one of your? Never mind. Let's keep this thing rolling.
The feet of a recruit. Big time
feet of a recruit at a bar is great. But we'll just keep this thing rolling though.
UW, play UW. Tight end, big time tight end, UW.
Oh, right. Oh, okay.
Anyway. Yeah, he know. He been on the show. He actually been on the show.
I know. I think I remember. I remember. That's what I was thinking. Like,
yeah, but the mom was cool. I mean, I just had
it just feet. It just
it was at the bar, and I had my coach. I had my coach.
Was hurting. Yep.
My coach did it to make sure we locked the kid up. It wasn't that's what it is. It's sacrifice.
So you saying if the foot didn't get rubbed, you don't think the kid comes to y'all school?
Nah, I still got him. I had a lock. All right. But it was a good gesture to the mama that was on the trip, and it was good. She came a long way and shit. You know what I mean? I still talk to his mom, by the way. She cool people.
Cool.
Anyway, we got Steve Kim joining us.
I was waiting. See, I was kind of waiting on because the rundown, the way it's set up beautifully. Some of these topics are set up in a line for Steve to be on. So I don't want to dive into some of them.
Well, I want to dive into something real quick though.
Let's do it.
Bailey, can you show this? So real quick, give me context. I'm gonna pause it. Here's the thing, Smitty. Karen Bass, the mayor of LA, who is kind of a controversial name in LA here for many reasons, posted a thing saying we're way ahead of schedule rebuilding Pacific Palisades after the fires in January. Motherfucker got one wooden house.
That's it?
One wooden house that's nowhere. Don't tell me that's a house that was burnt down. Don't tell me that's one of the fucking $30 million houses on the most expensive land in all of America, Pacific Palisades. Fact, go check it. The most expensive land in America, that's the one house that you said we're ahead of schedule. Look at all the other lots, Smitty.
It's empty.
Bitch, you ain't even broke ground. We're ahead of schedule? By the way, just giving you some context. No, you fought this. You wanted the permits to seize so you can sit up here and make this smart city. And you know damn well Trump and his administration forced your ass to start building and lifted the permits. Stop making up lies, Karen Bass. Californians know the truth. You're lying to its people as you have fucking bums riddle the fucking streets of LA and you do nothing. But by the way, Karen Bass makes $180K a year, lives in a $5 million house. Make it make sense. It's correct. Yeah, it's right. I'm glad. And I'm be clear, all politicians are crooked as fuck. Let's keep it funky. All of you motherfuckers are crooked as shit. You all steal our American dollar. I already know. But let's be honest, this is a mockery to tell us right here in LA that you're ahead of schedule. So it only took 8 months to start one house. And by the way, that house looks like my house. That shit should not be. That ain't no fucking house built in Palisades, Smitty. I'm going to tell you right now. There's no fucking way. That one house probably was that whole 2 lots right there. Just a standard straight-on 2-story, Smitty. That shit looked like the projects.
Well, Compton actually look good now, but we'll talk about that a little later. But we'll dive to that.
Yeah, I can break that history lesson down. We can actually show that.
Compton looks beautiful. But anyway.
That's not Compton, by the way. That's
Compton looks beautiful. It kind of beautiful, but it's time to bring in our special guest, man. It comes on twice a week, man. It wouldn't be the Coach JV show without the Korean Cosell, the one and only Steve Kim is in the building. Y'all clap it up. What's going on, Mr. Kim? Good morning. Good morning.
Happy Tuesday. Did you see that shit right there?
It's, typical government bureaucracy, but
one house. It looked like fucking what is it? The Snooty Fox. It looks like the Snooty Fox being built in Pacific Palisades, a 2-story Momo with the heart-shaped mirror on the roof, Steve. I don't know what the hell this is, but Karen Bass thinks that's progress right there. Yeah, I don't see any builds going on anywhere near it. I bet you that's probably a politician's house. What do you think?
All I can say is this. I would never vote for any female. I'd never vote for any female who's Democratic. And I would never vote for any female Democratic, liberal, progressive at all.
No doubt.
If it was my choice and said, Steve, do we just go back to the old white guys? I'd be like, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
I'm being honest about it.
You're taking
They're
us
the
back,
ones who built the
Steve.
country. They're the ones
No, see, Smitty, see, you don't know what he's saying. The old whites in the fucking Oval White House right now, the two old cadavers, like no one says should be reelected and all that. Tariffs. Oh, guess what's happening? The fucking docs ain't slowed down at all. They're on an all-time high right now, Smitty. But you know what the only state is? Only state that's raising gas prices? Here, right here, led by this fucking liberal lady that's cheating us. But keep voting. Is what it is. She couldn't coach. They shouldn't coach football, Smitty.
Gas still high in Indiana. That's super far right, and I'm telling you that right now. So I'm just being real with you.
It ain't high like this. It ain't high like this state.
I'm telling you what it is.
No, it ain't high like this.
Well, of course, it's Cali. Cali's always higher than everybody else. But
I'm
anyway,
say it again. Older, whiter, conservative. That's who's getting my vote from here on out.
That's all.
When I see an Asian that's highly liberal, democratic, I feel like, wow, what a shame.
so for clarity though, is it the ethnicity or is the fact that they're liberal and left? Because if you have an Asian who's on the right, would you consider them or a woman?
If they're right enough, you have to be like hard right. If you're trying to pander, I hate that. Take a position.
So no gung hos.
No, I mean, it'd be all right. But again, I would never vote for anyone that says liberal, progressive, and stuff like restorative justice. Okay, so you want criminals free.
Yeah, no.
It's not for it.
No.
Look, people are allowed to vote for who they want.
Of course.
I'd rather not have rampant crime. I'd rather have the law-abiding citizens protected. I mean, look at New Orleans. Look who they put in charge, and now you have the Shawshank 10.
You see that shit? And by the way, it just came out. The main guy, Smitty, who put together the escape, is doing IG lives, jumping in swimming pools and shit.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I don't get it.
Got grandmas involved, man. God, man.
Only thing I'm gonna say, y'all, vote for the right person, whoever that means.
That means whiter, older, more conservative. Yes,
vote for the right person for you, whatever that means. I don't think the race should go into it.
Hey, Steve.
Steve might run one day, and you're gonna shoot yourself in the foot, Steve.
I'm a vote for Steve. Hey, Steve.
He just said don't vote for his people.
Hey, you know who's gonna run? You're gonna be on the same tab. Steve, Marcellus, Whitlock. And me and Weddle.
You know what's a shame is every once in a while I get like these text messages from a Kim Lee Han or Cho, a vote for us, and then I hear the word progressive and democratic, and I just hit block, clickety block.
What's the name? What's the name? Hey, Smitty, what was the name?
Block. I mean,
what was the name of Chin? Who? What
was the name?
I like these politicians from the local area. And
I get them all the time.
Yeah, and then when I hear those, when I see a D with the parentheses, and then like a greater LA works for all of us, and I'm thinking, nah, not all of us, not really. Get out of here, you're blocked. Like, don't send me another message.
Blocked.
Hey, Hear him out, Steve.
No, I did. I read that text message. As soon as I heard Democratic, liberal, progressive, I said, yeah, pass.
It's so bad. Not start off with positive, but it's become so bad. So far left, far left, baby. You know far left. Yeah, I know. Far left's its own thing. Far right's its own thing, and there's no more middle ground no more. Now we're fighting each other in America. It's crazy. I don't know.
Both sides, yeah, it's like both sides hate each other.
But it's all your fault, man. All your fault.
It's your fault. Very
all your fault at the end of the day.
Very
hey, Steve, we have the legendary Tim Donahue on after you. The great hasn't refereed an NBA game since 2007.
Why y'all laughing? Why y'all chuckling?
It's gonna be interesting. Can't wait to have him on. Shouldn't DraftKings or somebody have made this guy super highly paid and made him get the insights on all this shit?
No, BetUS should have did it.
I bet you. I'm just saying, anyone should have paid him.
These other shitty brands.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's a tough one. Look, he was very good at what he did. I would love to see a discussion between him and Rasheed Wallace. I know Rasheed always had questions about the officiating, and I think Rasheed, in certain respects, has been, I think, validated in his opinion of what was going on, how games were officiated. But when you have these betting services so closely associated, not with the sport, but the actual league, you are leading into a slippery slope. That is the reality of this whole situation.
Man, that's
No doubt. We got some topics for Steve Smitty. You dive right into this first one, though, because can't wait to hear his
Let's
take.
get into it, man. And I might say the name wrong, but Darrell, is it Doucette the third, the QB of the USA national flag football team, says that flag football players, in quote, deserve their opportunity to play for Team USA in the 2028 Los Angeles Games.
Hold on. Let me be clear. So this is a regular flag football guy?
Yeah, yes. He's like their main quarterback for the team, like, you know, for all the league lead up to this point. Prior to us getting news, was it last week that
now they're mad that the NFLs are going to be picked up over him.
Basically, yes. And he's saying it shouldn't be no automatic where Patrick Mahomes shouldn't just come here and just take his job, or Kyler Murray shouldn't just take his job. Like, they should have a chance to play because they helped push it to this point.
It goes back to my point, Steve. Take the L out of this thing. And that's what it is. Like, let's be honest. Now it's turned into a mockery. This is a mockery. But go ahead, Steve. I got to get your take.
I don't know what to really think. I'm not even so sure why flag football is in the Olympics. I don't watch the Olympics really anymore. I haven't for at least the last 4, maybe 5.
Really?
But I kind of see their point. And if I'm a National Football League franchise, I actually don't want my guys participating. I still remember Robert Edwards blowing out his knee during the Pro Bowl at the beach, during a beach flag football game, basically ruined his career.
Yeah.
And, you know, the teams, I want my guys playing in real games, nothing else. I pay you a lot of money. You're making good, I don't say generational wealth, but you're making some coin here. Last thing I want you is blowing out a hamstring or blowing out an Achilles playing flag football.
I brought this up. Shaun Salisbury was at that Pro Bowl when Edwards blew his shit out in a flag football game in some sand. Remember the sand pit? I don't know. This is not something in 30 years, Steve. You and I and Shaun Salisbury and Eric Weller around the fire talking about. Remember when fucking Johnny spun move and I dove and I missed the flag and he scored to win the gold? I don't think we're fucking talking about that shit in 20 years. I wouldn't want that gold medal for nothing. That's not the gold medal I want to hang over my mantle. I'll take the gold if I can melt it down and sell it. Other than that, there's no way that this is the gold that I'm going to hang my family heirloom legacy over.
Jason, let me ask you this then, Jason, because obviously longtime coach and player, Jason.
Joke.
Were you, and correct me if I'm wrong, like, did you believe in 7-on-7 at a point in time when you were coaching? Like, did you believe there was
as a coach? No, we only did 9-on-7. Asking any of my players in here.
I'm just asking. I'm not trying to.
No. I put a center and 2 tackles with 2 D ends and a nose guard, and the nose guard can go one of 2 ways. And the 2 defensive ends only could take an upfield to pass rush, not inside. This wasn't a twist game. This was just to get tackles and D ends work. Right. Center and nose. Center snapping the ball with a guy over his face. And the quarterback to work the pocket and make sure we're reading coverage.
But in reality, though, it was 7-on-7.
Yeah.
Like,
now, on the back row, it's 7-on-7.
Right. Like, your DNs aren't about to hit the quarterback. They're trying to build a pocket.
I want the QB to step up in the pocket, move, manipulate, work this shit. Nowadays, we snap the ball to a guy. He don't even take a fucking drop, and he's throwing 2 yards from the line of scrimmage. The ball's going to be batted in a game.
Right.
But that's what we're teaching. That's what we're teaching now. So no, 7-on-7 is not going to do anything. I would argue it's actually going to create bad habits. And then you're going to have guys doing things that you aren't going to do in a real game. And you're going to get now we're going to get more and more of what became a fad. And that's the ad lib quarterback in the NFL. Arm, under, jump, pass, bullshit that you saw Patrick Mahomes make famous. And everyone's like, oh shit, it's a new thing. No, it's not.
Well, I have a question. Is there any proof that NFL players are significantly better than the guys who do 3-on-3 flag football all the time?
There's no proof, and that's a great point, Steve.
Steve, Shaun Salisbury and I said last week,
it's a different sport, kind of like.
And this is the take I want to get from both of you. I think you can get the best modern day Bosco, fucking IMG, some dudes out of Gorman in Vegas, and you can win the Olympics with the best high school players in America playing flag football. There's no question. You definitely can win it with the JUCO players in America, and you definitely can win with the D1 players in America. So why do we need NFL players to do this? We got more than enough players out here that can win this thing, and you don't put your $150 million, $300 million people at risk. Sean Salisbury made a great point. Put Roger Goodell's name on some contractual obligations that says if a guy gets hurt, I owe or I do something. Because what's going to happen is he's going to say, oh, we're going to trial and error this thing. And when fucking Jefferson blows out his meniscus, knock on wood, now he'll come back and say, oh, we're not going to put NFL players anymore. No, you did this, though, Roger Goodell. You allowed this to happen. You allowed the voters, you allowed the vote to even occur by the owners. Because that's what's going to say. Smitty, everybody in the chat, well, the owners voted on it. Roger Goodell works for the owners. Roger Goodell slated this thing, and the owners had to vote on it. If it wasn't never put on a ballot, the owners would have never voted for it. Roger Goodell put that out there.
True, but hold on real quick, though. At the end of the day, though, it's on the players, though. These are grown-ass men. They know how much money they make. They know what their contracts are. Their players aren't being forced to play. They're just giving them the option to play. I'm looking forward. I can't wait to kind of see, like, which players are actually going to want to participate. Because to your guys' point, I don't know if the Justin Jeffersons of the world, and I know he was standing next to Roger Goodell, but I don't know if the Justin Jeffersons of the world are going to be the ones that go and play, or the Jamar Chase, and maybe so. Maybe the superstar guys will play, but it could just be the guys who are, third on the depth chart who barely gets any playing time outside of special teams, and they want a chance to go out there and get a gold medal. So, like,
this is the same guy that put Black Lives Matter in the end zones, and racism got worse. But guess what? That's the guy we're reading. We're looking up to. Get the fuck out of here. This guy's a joke.
That point, though, like, I know.
Oh, wait, nobody's talking about how much money Roger Goodell makes, by the way. About $80 million a year. No one talks about his salary. He should.
I mean, he's the commissioner of the NFL. I'm not mad at that. That's not making me mad. Like,
I'm not tripping on what he makes. I'm not tripping on what he makes. I'm tripping on what the hell he does to make that money.
But if the owner voted for this, then, I mean, to the chat's point, it is what it is. Like, these are the owners of the teams. They don't mind it.
Smitty, the owners didn't put this on the docket to be voted on. The owners vote.
But they still voted for it, though. Like, if they didn't like it, they could have said no.
Yeah, I don't know. Steve, I agree with you. I think anyone can go out there. And I don't know. It's like the big three, or not even big three. What they used to do, you know how, remember, Steve, back in the day at Venice Beach, what's his name from above the rim? Leon took his two crew at 3-on-3. They went around and they beat Magic Johnson and his two at Venice way back in the 90s. I remember watching that game. We went to Venice to watch it. It was big time. Leon could hoop, by the way, Smitty. I don't know if you knew that. But Leon, back in the day before Above the Rim came out, the movie, he was actually real deal hooper. And his team would go around the country and win these 3-on-3 tournaments. And Magic was retired. And after the AIDS thing, he actually played. And his team, they played in the finals at Venice, and Leon's team won. Look it up. But anyway.
Yeah, no, I believe you. No, Steve made a good point. Like,
yeah, to Steve's point, there might be some fucking flag football ball.
Flag is different in the NFL. So, like, certain movements, certain just nuances of the game, these guys, like, they take it seriously. This is their profession.
But still, though, take the L out. That's what this is for a gold medal. I don't agree. Anyway.
All right. Well,
stat of the day, Smitty. Stat of the day, Smitty. Bring it up.
All right, stat of the day. Here we go. Phil Robertson started over Hall of Famer Terry Bradshaw as the quarterback for Louisiana Tech University's team during the 1966 and 1967 seasons. Robertson ended his football career to focus on hunting and fishing. Could have had an NFL career. RIP to Duck Dynasty's Phil Robertson. Stat of the day, y'all. Here we go.
Yeah, and they play together. I remember I knew the story a little bit. Steve probably knows it much better. I knew he was a baller, though. I knew he was a player.
Now, did he beat out Bradshaw, or was he just older than him?
I think he was there already, right?
Yeah, so, I mean, you know.
Yeah, I'm not sure,
Bradshaw
but I know he started.
was the number one pick. So
right.
Guy's feeling Bradshaw.
Hey, so what did this guy do? He created the duck noises, the actual device. Is that what he made his money on?
Yeah, I think he got famous from that reality show. I never watched it.
Dynasty, I think.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think the money became because he made the noise, the clack noises, right? I think that's where he made his money, and then he had the show. But then his son just did his eulogy or whatever the other day. But
got you. Stat of the day right there. Steve, let me ask you this real quick. This is not on the rundown. Is Boots Ennis and Teofimo Lopez about to fight? Is that the word on the street right now?
I don't think so. The more Teofimo says about fighting certain guys, the more I think, he's not looking to do that. There's a particular look. He has fought good guys, Loma, Josh Taylor, but I mean, Teo's kind of gone the Ryan Garcia route on social media. But and my belief, and I'd have to check into this, I believe Boots has to take on his WBA mandatory in Giasov, who is under the same promotional banner with Eddie Hearn and Matchroom. I don't know what is going on with Boots or Teo. I'm not even so sure Teo's with Top Rank. I'm going to Vegas tomorrow. So I'm going to try to find out a few things there. But, you know,
who's fighting this weekend?
Huh?
Who's fighting this week in Vegas?
Just a bunch of guys. That doesn't matter. But I think it's unfortunate that Boots will probably have to move up in weight before ever unifying or becoming undisputed at 47, because Manny Pacquiao, he's fighting Barrios as the BC title. Brian Norman is fighting in Japan in July. And the last time they tried to negotiate a Brian Norman Boots Ennis fight, Norman and his team said, well, that offer's not as good as we think at $2 million because we have to pay taxes on it. And I'm thinking, hey, buddy, ask Al Capone how not paying taxes work. We all pay taxes. That's one of the flimsiest excuses I have ever heard. I like Boots. I think Boots is an elite talent, but his time at 47 may run out before he could really unify any further.
Man, well, staying on the boxing train real quick. Haney, I think Pops put together like a hit list for Devin. Was it like last week or 2 weeks ago, maybe?
Yeah.
And it's just hearing your emotions right there. I wanted to get just your thoughts on the hit list. Are you taking this is this like a serious thing, or you think it's just for clickbait or what?
Well, we talked about it last week that this is his father trying to drum up interest in his son's next fight and trying to get paid exorbitantly again. You know what? I don't like what's going on here in the sense that whether it's Haney or anyone else or his father saying this is boxing and you should like it. Maybe we should in your perspective, but the general audience does not. If I walk into a restaurant and you give me salmonella, I don't care how good the chef thinks it is. You're giving me salmonella, you're probably going to get a C or a D on that rating system outside the window, and I'd probably never eat at Haney's Kitchen again. That's life. So when you have to do a hard sell to this degree to the public, my advice is get something else to sell.
Yeah, I think we actually may have Haney's Pops on this week, Smitty.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I think we might have Haney's Pops on.
Perfect,
yeah. So we'll see. Curious to see how that goes. But anyway, Steve, did you see Brian Clark's apology to RG3? We already talked about it, but I just didn't know if you saw it. What a joke that was. I thought it was fucking, what are the kids called? Cringeworthy as shit.
What the kids
I thought I can't wait. I can't wait to see Marcellus's take on that today. But anyway, I don't know. Smitty, Steve, I want to ask you about Michael Jordan's NBC contract. Is he basically the new? Is he one-upping Tom Brady?
I don't know what exactly is his role as a contributor. Is he going to be on that desk every night talking about this mediocre ball? I mean,
I don't know. 40 million though. I'm trying to figure out how that. Like, he's got to be a main figurehead on the TV, right?
He has to be. I feel like
there's no way he's behind the scenes making this money. If he does, he's the greatest genius of all time with Nike. Between Nike, Jordan, and this, there's no way. If he's not on there every day, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if he wants to do that.
Me either.
I don't know if he's built for it. There's very few Charles Barkley. I hope that if that's the case and he's on, let's say, at least once a week. Remember the Muppets guys and the two old guys in the balcony, Stadler and Waldorf?
Yeah.
I hope he's the black version of it. I hope he's just throwing everyone under the bus, trashing people, being blunt, basically just saying, man, these guys cannot play. I'd love it. Now that would be great television.
You real quick to that point though, and again, I don't know what's true or not, but there was like a story that came out maybe like a day or a couple of days ago saying that allegedly Jordan told NBC that his main reason for collaborating with the network was to address the kind of the negative energy that his own fans have brought to the NBA culture. Like him wanting to kill the narrative that he was just flawless in his career and everything was, like everything was perfect. So again, this just came out. It was like a full article of somebody close to Jordan was kind of speaking for him. So again, I'm putting out allegedly because we didn't hear it from the GOAT's mouth. But that made me kind of, I don't know, like my eyes opened up. Like, I wonder, Jordan might be going a whole nother route than what we're just assuming and thinking.
I'm curious, as NBC liberal ran, and then if the liberal ran says, this is the money I'm giving you to say what I want you to say. I'm curious if Jordan's that way. I don't think he is.
I don't think Jordan's ever been. I don't think Jordan.
What if he's totally opposite of what Steve wants to see, though, and he's over there telling us everything like,
but again, guys, just because somebody's opposite of what we want doesn't mean that they're getting paid to do it, so he's just lying. No, maybe Jordan just doesn't think the way that we think he thinks. And that's okay,
We'll see. I don't know.
If he becomes a guy that just panders and tells us how great today's game is, I have the opportunity and I have the prerogative to just change the channel.
You do.
It's not going to bother me, but I do think there'd be a level of dishonesty if he did that.
I can't find. I don't see him doing that from what I know, but we'll see. Steve, real quick, I got a Mike Vrabel's first interview with Urban Meyer. They did a show together on Urban's podcast, and I think we have a video to show the breakdown of that. Pretty funny.
I told his story to every person I interviewed to kind of like drop the shield a little bit. I said, however you do in this interview, it will never be as bad as my first interview. I had never interviewed. I coached for a year, and basically what I did is I coached the linebackers, but I really just made sure that they went to class and they showed up at practice on time. Urban, in front of the whole staff that he had just hired, I get up there. I mean, I draw this little circle, this little T, talking about a 3 technique. And I mean, I just down my leg. I had no idea. And he's like, that is the worst thing I've ever seen. He goes, I want you to go home, figure this out, and come back at 6 a.m. And I was like, I go home. I said, Jen, I don't know if I'm going to be coaching much longer. I said, that was the worst thing I've ever done in my life. And so then I stayed up. I went back to the office, stayed there all night, had a teaching progression, figured out what I wanted to do and how I wanted to explain it. And then they said, let's try this again at 6 a.m. And we did a little better.
A lot better.
So I'm like, I said, whatever interview you have, it cannot be worse.
You still use that story?
Every time, every single time.
Hey, Steve, this is just more reason why most players aren't very good coaches. The ones that actually go buy into it actually will be the best coaches, in my opinion. But the ones that don't, they come right in thinking they know football, and they literally don't. They were a player. You followed a coach's schematic. You don't really know football. You don't know what the 3 technique did at linebacker. You can ask Willie McGinnis. He'll tell you, like, man, I don't fucking know what the 3 technique did unless I remember playing the outside shade of this guard. He didn't know. I used to talk to Willie all the time about this. They don't know football until you really go in there and have to actually learn from a coach.
They might know their perspective. They don't know the 360-degree spectrum of the game. And look, that's an example of coaching the coaches. But that's also why when fans always say this guy would make a great staff, we need to hire them based on their play. Look, there's a reason why coaches generally have to be a GA, which is an unpaid assistant or an intern. You're basically grabbing coffee and picking up jock straps and picking guys up. And then you become an assistant coach. And then hopefully, if you're any good, move around the country, learn a few things, get some mentors. Then you become hopefully a coordinator. And then you become a head coach. There's a progression.
Right.
But you're right, Coach. If you allow big name or well-known players to skip this progression that many other coaches have gone through, you're actually hurting their development, the ability to teach the game of football.
And you know what he was telling Smitty and all of that right there? Because Smitty does actually really good. When we go on the board, Smitty actually does really good. Like, I'm actually was impressed with Smitty breaking down when we used to break it down in the studio. Here's what the issue that's telling right here, though. He said he already coached a year. So with the last staff he was on, the coaches didn't teach him shit. The number one thing I do, ask my staff, half my staff that comes in the chat or players that play for me, get them on the board. And what did I teach you? How to draw on the board. Not the plays, actually the X's and O's, how you make a square, how you make a circle, or you tag the name. I taught my guys LT, LG, C for center, RG, right tackle.
Right tackle.
And then NT, all the defensive tabbed them, and then drew straight. How to draw on the board, pinky and thumb, makes a straight line. I learned from a coach that taught me how to draw on the board. Drawing on the board matters when you're interviewing. So he just told you, you draw a little S circle and a T, and it was this small, and and Urban is 20 feet away watching, you can't see it, you lost the interview. And I've known coaches to lose interviews because the shit's crooked, Steve, on the board like this. You and I, we did this messing around, Steven, on the board here with Ports and them one day, talking about cover 4 quarters and Mina Kimes. And I was like, why are you drawing like this? And Cisco, he gets up there and draws like fucking ice is chasing him. And he's drawing like this. And I'm like, what are you doing, Cisco? Let me teach you how to draw this. And I draw this. Cisco's the one, the head coach in the chat right now. He was on the boat yesterday. He's also the reason his team gave up a 40-point lead and lost in triple overtime. Horrible.
Why
call.
would you bring that up? That was like that was on the news and everything. Like, that was a heartbreaking loss. Like, he cried and everything. Jamie's not the type of friend you want, man. That's cold-blooded right there. We talked to Cisco about that. Cisco, I got your back, Cisco. It ain't your fault. Your player was a little confused on the situation. You coached it up. You had just told your player what not to do. He kicked the ball the wrong way. I remember the story. Do not listen to him, JB. You're a great coach, Cisco.
That might be worse than we had to teach how to take a fucking snap, Steve. How to take a snap under center to kill the clock. I had to teach it live on the show.
Well, Bill O'Brien says the first time he ever met Bill Belichick, he didn't really get the job, but they met at some law office of a mutual friend. Bill was a very young coach, O'Brien, and he actually said that a big part of that interview, he said, how do you teach a center snap? That was literally one of the first things Belichick asked O'Brien. How do you teach a center snap? What is your philosophy on it? So,
hey, you know what's funny?
Big things are small things, and the small things are big.
You know what's funny? I test these young coaches. I go in there. I said, "Hey, show me how you teach the center quarterback exchange." They have fucking zero idea what I'm even discussing, Smitty. They have no idea what I even mean.
Damn.
So I say, hey, teach the center how to snap the quarterback the ball under center. They have no fucking idea. They're so shotgun in tuned. They're so shotgun. They don't realize that the quarterback should get the threads from under center so he's ready to throw the ball as soon as he gets it.
Right.
These dudes don't understand. You can turn the ball 5 times until the center understands when he snaps it, the threads come right to the QB's hand. They have no idea, no clue what I'm just discussing. That's the first thing they should teach when you're coaching the QB in the center. First thing, they don't get taught at all. They throw a QB out there and do 7-on-7. And again, take the L out of flag, and that's what we have. Steve, real quick, I got to get your take on the John Madden film that's going to come out and the man playing him. I got to just get your take on Nicolas Cage's transformation, I guess is the word. And how and the Al Davis character. I don't know. There's some other people I would like to see better. I like that they're doing it. I just don't know if I'm sold yet. Are you?
I remember Fox did the documentary on Madden's life and career about 3-4 years ago, and I think he passed away a week or two later.
Yeah.
I'd rather watch well-done documentaries than movies. I think with a lot of movies, you take these, actors, liberties with the
big-time
truth,
actors,
kind of stretch it a little bit. It just looks funny. Like, I never watched the Ali movie with Will Smith. I just didn't have any interest in it. I don't know.
Is that what the concussion movie?
No, Ali, like Muhammad, like Ali.
Oh, Ali.
Yeah.
I didn't see that either. I didn't watch Concussion either.
That was anti-football propaganda.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna watch that either.
So
I like Nicolas Cage as an actor. Like, I think he's gonna probably knock it out the
Come on
park.
now.
But I just don't know if this is selling me. I don't know, man. It's gonna be interesting to see because John Madden, California JUCO product. Shout out. I just don't know. That's a tough guy to play.
Go back to Jordan. Would I watch a Jordan movie? No. I already saw the career. You can never replicate what actually happened. I saw Last Dance. There's all the videos are out there on YouTube.
Yeah, that's like Tyson, huh? Like a Tyson movie. I couldn't watch it.
I never watched that either.
Yeah, and they're saying they're doing another one with Jamie Foxx.
I don't know if that's for real or not. Yeah.
Well, Jamie Foxx is doing a movie on the '84 Olympic boxing team. That's with Meldrick Taylor, Evander Holyfield, Virgil Hill, Purnell, Mark Breland, the little guy from Detroit, McCrory, and then from East LA, Paul Gonzalez, and then Terrell Biggs. I mean, I'm kind of interested in that because that's the Olympic team. that's an era when I still watched the Olympics. It was important enough for me, and I love that team. And I just wonder, though, like, what role is Jamie Foxx playing? Is he going to play the head coach? Because the head coach was not a black guy. It was Pat Nappy. So she's talking about these creative licenses.
Is he an actor in it, or
maybe
is
he's
he
producing? Maybe, yeah, maybe it's like a producer role behind it, right?
A role in it.
Okay.
I don't even know, but but I would rather watch a well done 30 for 30 on that than an actual movie.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah.
By the way, the 30 for 30s, do they do those anymore? It seems like they put no emphasis.
I think Netflix has taken over that. Like, I think it hurt them.
Every year they would have a big rollout. They say these are the next 8, and these are the release dates. And what I noticed about the 30 for 30 is that they got more and more woke, more and more about social justice. And I'm like, just give me football, baseball, basketball, boxing. You don't need to do this about a tribe that runs up a hill. Yeah, I get it. That should be on PBS. Bring me the meat and potatoes. Like a couple nights ago, I think last week, ESPNU, they still replay a lot of them. They did one on the Boz, Brian and the Boz. I remember watching it. And I watched a little bit of it a couple nights ago. It was really good. I like the Boz. I think the Boz is one of the 5 best college linebackers you'll ever see, okay? I know people don't want to admit it. Guy was a 2-time Butkus Award winner. An absolute monster at Oklahoma. And I'm thinking to myself, why don't they do more of these? But I'm seriously, tell me, what is the next 30 for 30? You don't hear about it anymore. Like, there's no buzz over it. Is it dead? That'd be a damn shame.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't heard one in a while, so I'm not sure. Good point, though.
I want to ask you, Steve, off the top of your head, if I showed you 10 underrated QBs of all time, who would be towards the top of your list?
Underrated
or underappreciated, undervalued, whatever you.
Phil Simms.
Phil Simms. I love Phil Simms.
Phil Simms should have been a 2-time Super Bowl winner, but they got injured in 90. But tough guy.
Where's Hostetler? Where's Hostetler ranked then?
Hostetler, I mean, not as high, but I mean, Hostetler ended up becoming a very good starter. Jeff Hostetler is the only Super Bowl winning quarterback to ever block a punt in an NFL game.
Yeah.
It's a true story. Because he was actually a very good athlete, and he played a little wide receiver in emergency situations. In today's game, Hostetler, in a spread shotgun where you call quarterback design runs, he'd actually be more effective and better than he was. And he was good. He was good with the Raiders, had a good run with the Giants winning that Super Bowl. Who would be underrated?
Would you guys consider Phillip Rivers underrated?
Dropped the ball deep. He was pretty good. I tell you a guy that'd be better in today's game, and I'm sick and tired of people saying his numbers weren't great. Because you got to understand the context of the time. John Elway, to me, in today's game, whatever Josh Allen is, he'd be better. He's a better natural thrower, strongest arm I've ever seen, and he ran a legitimate 4.5. And before Mahomes was throwing across the field, across his body, Elway was doing that at a time where you could really hurt quarterbacks. So, I mean, Elway in his own way is underrated, in my view.
Wow. Yeah, I agree. Where would Drew Bledsoe be?
Solid. I don't think he's under or overrated. He had some big years. And, this is the misperception of Bill Parcells. Everyone thinks of Parcells as being this conservative, grinded-out coach. He was not that every year. When he had a quarterback that he liked, he relied on the throw game. Phil Simms had a 4,000-yard season in the mid-'80s one year. And Drew Bledsoe had a 4,000-yard year, I think his second year in 94. So Parcells at times, he'd be Air Parcells, believe it or not. People kind of misconstrue what he was all about. So, Drew was good, very good. Led a team to a Super Bowl, made a lot of money, won some games.
Yeah. Where would you put Russell Wilson?
First 8 years, he was headed to the Hall of Fame. And then he started to become a celebrity quarterback, and now he may not be in the Hall of Fame. And I think that's a shame.
So, that's a good – hold on real quick. I want to stay on that real quick, JB, because people have said that. So are you saying that hypothetically, if he retired after year 8 –
Right here. What about this list? Go ahead.
Here we go.
Keep going, Smitty.
Now, I'm going to say, like, if Russell was retired at year 8, he's in the Hall of Fame. But now –
yeah, let's say he had a bone marrow thing, and it's a tragic ending. Well, then it would have been like a Terrell Davis, Gale Sayers type of situation.
But now you won't get in because it's crazy how like you can like
you play yourself out of shit.
Right.
You can play yourself out of things, in my opinion.
That's
crazy. If Pete Carroll just does the simple thing and say, hey, beast mode, win me another Super Bowl, they ran that bullshit. I know you like Carroll, Pete. Coach, but that was a fucking dumb call. And if I ever met Pete Carroll, he ever questioned me, I'd say, Pete, I respect you. But yeah, I think it's a fucking dumb call. What do you think? Where's the ring? Yeah, I would. I look, Pete Carroll's a Hall of Fame coach. Jimmy Johnson blew the 87 Fiesta Bowl. It happens. It happens.
This right here is asinine. I don't Andrew Luck should not be anywhere near this list. I agree. Phil Simms.
First 4 years, Andrew Luck led the Colts a step further every single year.
But I think he was going to be. That was who he was, though. He was on his way to being Peyton Manning. I don't know if he was underrated.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, but he got killed, Coach. Yeah. They gave him no help up front. The way they got killed up front in Grigson, wasn't Grigson the GM at that point?
Grigson, yeah.
That's why he didn't keep his job. You have a Hope Diamond. You have a special guy, and you just let him get beat
Andrew
up.
retired, and the next year our O-line beefed up. He would have stayed one more year. He would have been protected.
Matt Schaub, I don't know about Matt Schaub. Ken Anderson, I love the lefty. I love him. I love Kenny Anderson. Boomer,
I have a coach.
I like
I
Boomer.
have one coach. Is Matt Ryan a Hall of Famer?
I think he is.
MVP.
But
28-3 kills him.
But Eli better be on there before him, though.
Well, okay, and then what about Jim Plunkett? He has 2 suits.
I think Jim Plunkett's a Hall of Famer.
Now, I like Matt Ryan, and I'll say this, 2016.
And JT the Brick said exactly what you just said. Look at that. JT the Brick just said, if you don't lead with Jim Plunkett.
Although Plunkett had some years that were really bad, he got beat up. He had to actually – Al Davis, when he signed him, said, you're not playing this year. We're going to redshirt you. I think it's 79. This is the case against Matt Ryan because I think he does have a case. Good number, steady, solid. I think he won the MVP in 2016, 28-3. He wins that game, he's probably in the Hall of Fame for sure.
Yeah.
And people say, well, it was a team breakdown. It was, but let me just tell you where Matt Ryan played some of the dumbest football I ever saw. If you watch that game, it became a one-possession game, and I'm thinking, oh, boy, this is slipping away. Julio Jones, who first ballot Hall of Famer, that guy, he makes this incredible catch on the sideline. And I said, oh, they just won the game. And him and Shanahan, they should have got together and said, okay, we got about 4 minutes to go. Run the ball 3 times, up the middle, kick a field goal, 2-possession game. Didn't he take a sack?
I think so.
Dumb football. Hey, brother, you're a white quarterback. You're not running anywhere. Throw the ball out of bounds. I remember watching that game saying if you take 3 knees, 3 quarterback sneaks, and you run the clock or make them take a timeout, and you kick a very makeable field goal, you're up by 2 possessions. I did not understand why they did what they did, and it may cost a guy a Hall of Fame bid.
Jason?
Because the fucking coach calling the plays is the most overrated coach in the history of football.
But at that point, if you're Matt Ryan, but if you're Matt Ryan, I'm not going, I got 8 Mississippi. It's 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, out.
It's like you and I bashing Lincoln Riley last year against the 3 M's, Michigan, Maryland, and Minnesota. All games they had won, but they throw the ball instead of running the ball, giving the last team the last shot to win the game, which they did. And it's the same thing. When your offensive-minded play caller doesn't understand that the defense is what's going to win you the game and getting them off the field, keeping them off the field, is why you lose the game.
Right,
Shanahan has a history of it. Shanahan has a history of it.
But, Coach, as a quarterback, there are certain times you have to say, I'm not taking a sack. I'm not taking a sack. He took a sack.
No, I get it.
He got sacked, fumbled to begin the comeback.
Isn't that your job to know your quarterback's strengths and weaknesses? If I know that this isn't his strength, he's not going to be able to ad-lib, get out the pocket, and make a play like Josh Allen, then I got to run the football on that down and punt the ball and play defense and knowing flip the field and field position this thing. He has a track record of doing this. Up 12 against Kansas City Chiefs. Did the same thing. Up again with Purdy.
Right, but Coach, in fairness to Shanahan, that first Super Bowl, they had a 3rd and 17. And then Mahomes hit that shot to Tyreek Hill. Well, that's not on the play call. He's an offensive guy. 3rd and 17. I'd like to think we can get off the field.
Right.
You know, but Matt Ryan, he did not play great situational football there.
Let me ask y'all this though, because you guys brought up Matt, you brought up Eli. Take Super Bowls out of it, which I know he can, but take it out.
It'd be a no for me, Smitty. I argue all the time.
Who's better? Like right? I mean, I'm with Matt Ryan was better than Eli. He was
more consistent every year. Better. That's not even a question.
Not even a question. But the Super Bowls with Eli is obviously we understand how historic those games were. That's what gives them the nod. But Matt Ryan, statistically, he's an MVP.
Right. If you say 2 Super Bowls is your case for Eli, I get it. Then Jim Plunkett at a certain point should get in.
For sure. Yeah.
You know?
Steve, have you watched the as you leave here, are you going to Whitlock now?
I'm going to Whitlock.
In Vegas.
I had to ask that for Cisco. Cisco wanted me to ask that. Have you watched the Truth or whatever it's called on Brett Favre?
Oh, I ain't watched it yet.
Watch that because I already know what it is, and once they had Jamel Hill, I was like, oh, I get it. Hate Whitey. That's what it's going to devolve into. Look,
Jamel
Brett
Hill's
Favre
the
made a
narrator?
mistake, and I've said this before. Brett Favre, and I like Brett, but Brett, if you're going to be a guy that I want to be a charitable guy, write a check and say, there you go. But what he did was dishonest. We have to be honest about it. I don't go around telling people I'm raising money for this and say, how much am I getting? Get
especially in a shithole in Mississippi.
And that's it. Look, I don't think everyone knows the full story, but Brett, you're either going to be a fundraiser or a fun taker. Which were you?
Ooh, especially
see how fair I am. I'm at a level of honesty most people cannot even comprehend. Okay, it's very uncomfortable, but that is the truth. And I've met Brett.
And I know Whitlock advocates for him. That's why I love you being honest.
That's his choice. But if I am going to advertise that I'm raising funds, I'm not trying to do all this other stuff. I'm writing a check. I'm going to show up. I'm going to sign autographs. I'm going to shake hands and take pictures. But I'm not doing all this other stuff because, quite frankly, I don't want the hassle. I really don't.
Nah, I agree. I'm with you on that. I'm 100%. I'm the same way. I'm like, as soon as it happened, I was like, nah, man, that shit's foul. Especially where he did it at. I know where he did it at, recruiting that area in Mississippi. That's a fucking shithole. Let me tell you.
If you go to the University of Miami football complex or whatever office, we don't have a complex yet. There's an Edger and James running back meeting room. Dwayne Johnson, there's a room named after several players. Like, you know what they did? They wrote a check.
Yeah.
That's it. They didn't do anything else. They said, all right, guys, here you go. Bang.
And a lot of schools do that, right? UCLA. Yeah. A lot of schools do that, right? UCLA, USC.
Right. Every school does that. Even like on a small end, I know at Ball State, if you donate a little X amount, you might have your name
get
on
a
the
brick
locker.
with your name on it. Yeah, I mean, there's stuff, but that's all. Edger and James did nothing more than write a check and say, I love my school. Bang. That's it. There's no investigation needed. You probably got a tax break out of it that's probably deductible. That's fair. But all the other stuff, I'm thinking, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, sometimes you write a check to make sure these people never come back into your lives. Seriously. Like, okay, here's your check.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's what's happening in thing. Steve, you got 1 minute?
Yeah.
I don't know if you knew this. I sent this to Bailey. I don't know if you can pull it up, though, but the NCAA, Charlie Baker, obviously, and all the decision makers, basically, as of yesterday, and it basically said that the JUCO this whole JUCO thing, it's a full-on report on it, that basically they're not going to give just anybody the year back. And now everyone out there is bitching and moaning about this whole thing. And basically the NCAA put out a waiver with vague guidelines, and the people out there are bitching and moaning about the Pavias and all those people that won their particular individual case. But what they're stating is that those type of people that already had NIL money had agents that paid the $20,000 to $50,000 lawyer fees that got them the ruling. And now everybody else is kind of outside looking in saying, we don't have the money. I don't know what's going to happen, but it looks like they're going to turn that down. As far as these kids getting their extra. Listen, Steve, before you go in, I'm fine because I played my allotted years of football, and so did Smitty, and so did fucking Aaron Rodgers and Chad Johnson and TJ Houshmandzadeh, and all of us, all other JUCO players that played our allotted years. You shouldn't get another fucking year, by the way.
It's very simple. You should get 5 years after you graduate high school at most. This game is not meant for men at 26, 27, unless you're one of those missionaries at BYU knocking on doors in South America. I get it. That's different. And that's been around for years. And I just hope we're done with the super seniors, the 7th year seniors. We got to put a cap on it. The anarchy, it's turning people off. So Pavia got in. He gamed the system. Congratulations to him and Vanderbilt. But I'm with you. From the time that you graduate high school, you should basically get 5 years to run out your eligibility. There was never an issue with this before. No one ever really complained about it.
COVID has been exhausted. I'm exhausted from this COVID bullshit. Like, we keep getting extra shit. We took high school GPA out for SAT scores. We didn't need a score anymore. We allowed them to leave early. Then we allowed them to stay another year. Then we added all the charter school shit. We've added so much for these cats to get a bullshit ass fucking mediocre I guess product. And I don't know, man. Cisco says Montebello High needs a new library called Steve Kim.
Well, we have a good library. We have a pretty good rate of people that go to 4-year colleges. Montebello High School, the Harvard of East LA. Anyway, guys, I got to get going.
Steve, appreciate it. Peace.
Steve, you got one more minute?
Steve, you want a Whitlock?
Last thing, Steve. 2 hours later.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Baby, there's no picture, though. If there's no picture, I don't want the whole thread. I want to know if there's like a lead or like a caption for it or something. I could discuss it. I just needed a caption. But basically, Smitty, the NCAA is I think they're going to veto the extra year thing. I'm glad, finally. But again, you see how they control the narrative, though? Yeah. You see how they still play judge, jury, and executioner? So now it's their choice. They figure now, we want to back. We want to back, and we want to be the my dick's bigger than your shit. And this is the problem with NCAA, homie. This is why they are taking it as a joke to so many. They suspend coaches. They fine coaches. But they open a portal after spring ball ends? Get the fuck out of here, man. What are we doing here? Like, it does make zero sense. So I just busted my ass playing spring ball all spring. For whatever reason, getting to know a certain amount of my players, which I don't believe you can even do anymore. And now I have zero camaraderie with my team. I don't know who's going to be back in the summer. And now I'm just sitting here holding my dick in my hand, waiting and hoping that the team that I just coached for 15 practices in spring is going to be back in the summer when I open a portal, though, allowing them to leave. What the fuck sense does that make? No accountability. You don't hold people to the fire. You don't make them fucking earn tough skin. You don't make them go through trials and tribulations. You don't make your kids earn it anymore. You allow them to escape trials and tribulations, adversity, and extra shit to go and fucking be liked again because I can go here and start all over. It's unbelievable, Smitty. It's so soft that we won't allow and hold these guys. Dog, you chose to come here. You just played spring ball. You got film. On my dollar, you got film in spring ball. In spring ball, you got film, right? For collectives paying you, our school, your name. You wore our jersey on your thing. Somebody saw something in you during spring at my school to take you to another school. And that's the problem I think we have. It's so macro on so many scales that I think the NCAA is so micro when it comes to understanding this shit. Like, I just don't understand it. And that, in my opinion, is what's killing the FCS level, or what we used to call FCS, the mid-major. So, I don't know.
Preaching to the choir right now, homie.
This shit is bad, homie. And I think my man at Arkansas came out and did a rant about it, actually, too. And I actually, the head coach there, who came out and was like, why are we opening up the portal after spring ball? Like, I don't know if coaches actually, I don't know when coaches start to boycott, homie. Like, I'm trying to figure out, when are the coaches, are we just coaching coaches all spring? Because I've talked to a lot of coaches, Smitty, that say, we don't even do special teams at all because we can't. Because our special teams, you know how vital special teams is and what that team is, right? It's not probably, unless you're, Bob Stoops at Oklahoma where Adrian Peterson was on kickoff.
Right.
Which you can't even think about doing anymore with your star.
No.
But special teams, I was the same way. I had Jermaine Johnson. I had NFL guys on kickoff. You know why? Because that's the fucking number one tone setter. And I want to go boom, basil your ass and keep you down in your own area. And I'm going to put my best players on kickoff. Nick Saban did it. Pete Carroll did it. Reggie Bush. All these legendary guys were on kickoff. And you know what? If you got hurt, you got hurt. That's football. We had that mindset. Now, what if he gets hurt? And that started to get into people's brains. And then now, Smitty, it's even double that. Now, my special teams guys, now we've catered to player empowerment once again. Yeah. We've took our best players off because you cried and bitched. But then we find 11 guys that want to do it, only for them to leave after spring ball ends. And I got to find another 11 in the summer, and then that will leave. And then I got a whole new 11 for the fall for game one. I don't get it, homie.
Make it make sense, homie. Make it make sense.
It makes no sense. I don't know. But anyway, take a quick commercial break, Smitty. Come back with the legendary Tim Donahue.
Now, when we come back, I'm doing my hockey breakdown because I got a lot to say. And y'all ain't been tuning in with the playoffs.
You want to do it right now before we go?
I'm going to do it at the break. That was going to be my plan. I'm going to do it right at the break and then go straight into Tim Donahue. So go quick commercial break. I'm going to piss, move my car, wash my hands. You go get some coffee, get some hair from AE, and we're going to come back. All of that in 4 minutes.
Peace.
Here, this is the infamous one of the palm trees at Ash 8.
Can't fucking believe you. See this fucking dog? You see him? Who just eats a whole fucking palm tree, man? You guys are fucking shitting. Just fucking unearthed the motherfucker. Ate the whole fucking thing. Like, who eats a whole fucking palm tree? Like, you fucking shitting me? Are you fucking shitting me? Now, let's check now. Who did it? I'm gonna look at the fucking camera. Who fucking did it? Sit down. Sit down. Sit. Sit down. Now, do we understand each other? Excuse me. There is no more fucking up palm trees. I'm tired of spending all this money, and now I've created a whole fucking barricade for you. So I don't want to have to dig this bitch out. I'm fucking dead. I'm old, my back hurts, I'm fucking stiff as a porn dick. Come here, sit down. Sit down. Boy, if you don't sit your ass down, now, you come over here with me. Come on. Here's what I had to do to fucking stop you. And I got a better, beautiful, bigger tree. So now we are shitting in tall grass. Replanted it, bitch. Soiled it up. Put a little trellis in here. Put a bunch of fucking stones. Look like Stonehenge around this bitch. And now, Ash, are you gonna fucking try to dig this bitch out? Are you gonna do this? Are you gonna do this again?
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now is a man who he spoke to every single NCAA college football 2025 team seemingly on the internet. From Last Chance U, national champion, Coach JB.
Yeah, Coach!
What's up, gentlemen? Coach, just great car, great stick. Thank you for pulling off to the side of the road. Hope you don't get killed here. Honestly, the side of the road, LA, I assume, that's not necessarily the safest place on earth. So we'll make this quick. How do you feel about all of these new coaches now in this NCAA college football 2025 game using your speeches to motivate these boys from one side of the country to the other, Coach?
I feel broke.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Can I get like a royalty or something? Like, Netflix already screwed me. I'm getting screwed by EA Sports now too? Like, holy shit. I hit him up. I reached out to him like, hey, trying to be cordial and nice. I'm a nice guy, you know me.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, EA Sports, maybe I can actually be your video guy, than to actual do a real video instead of using my name, image, and likeness.
Oh shit.
And maybe I can get a little piece of the pie, but nah, it's all right. Just keep sharing my 500 million views of it.
I don't mean to laugh at you, but obviously you are a hilarious, miserable person, and this is kind of is how it goes.
Hey, Pat, I was actually chilling. My back went out yesterday, so I didn't even do my show today. So I just left my chiropractor, and I'm waiting on this damn cigar company to open. They're late, of course. I mean, come on.
Shit. Okay, so life is good. Last question for me, because I know the last time we talked to you, you had not watched the Netflix series Last Chance U. You said that. You said, I've not watched it, but obviously you've heard from everybody. Now, do you see some clips that come across your way? You're like, I don't remember saying that. And then all of a sudden, oh, I killed that. And do you judge your clips whenever you see them? You're like, I murdered that one.
Nah. A broad came over to the house the other day, and I didn't really want to watch Netflix with her and chill. But she wanted to watch the show. We watched one episode.
Okay.
And I'm like, I can't watch this.
Okay.
And she was like, oh my God. I'm like, I don't want to watch this. It was the first scene of the cow scene or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, they only made about $4 billion off my name on this shit. I'm not watching Netflix either. So I'm spiteful right now, Pat. I don't want to watch Netflix. I don't want to watch EA Sports video game. I'm like, man, and I can't even get 40,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel.
Well, you're going to the moon. We appreciate the hell out of you, Coach. Hopefully it'll get figured out, and we know the Netflix and chill thing, what that leads to. Bad backs, chiropractors. We appreciate you. Ladies and gentlemen, Coach JB.
Yeah, Coach.
Yeah, we back, man.
It's
We
white
back.
time. It's white time.
It's time, baby. It's time.
White sport time.
Hockey breakdown with Big Smitty, the brother that's taking over the sport. That's why I'm breaking it down right now, man. Let's dive into it, man. If y'all ain't been watching the hockey playoffs, man, y'all missing out on some of the best hockey we've seen in a long, long time, man. Let's get
Why?
My guy, Frederick Anderson. Get this. He made 20 saves, homie. 20 saves. And the Carolina Hurricanes avoided elimination by defeating the Florida Panthers 3-0 in the Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals at Emmer Bank Arena on Monday. Now, listen, this was the second shutout this postseason for Anderson. So, look, he ain't new to this. He's true to this. And listen, man, he allowed 9 goals on 36 shots in games 1 and 2 before backing up my guy, Porter Kojakov, in Game 3. But listen, man, Game 5 of the best of 7 series will be at Lenovo Center in Raleigh, North Carolina on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be on Max. It's going to be on True TV. It's going to be on TNT, SCN, TVAS, and CBC. You can watch it anywhere, man. And listen, man, Anderson had a strong quote. He said, we want to leave it all out there and play our best game. And that's what you did, homie. We were awarded for it. I love playing with this team. So happy to be getting another shot. We were closer to our game, and we're a pretty good team when we play our game. We need more of that. I love that. Strong quote from a strong leader. Now, listen, my guy, Logan Steakoven scored for the Hurricanes, who are the number 2 seed from the Metropolitan Division. It was Carolina's first win in the Eastern Conference Finals since June 1st, 2006. Bailey wasn't even thought of. It was swept by the Pittsburgh. They were swept by the Pittsburgh Penguins in 2009, the Boston Bruins in 2019, and the Panthers in 2023. So listen, man, it's a big time ball going on right now, man. If y'all missing it, tune in. Eastern Conference Finals is going crazy, and I'm so excited for it. Go ahead, Jason.
20 saves is actually a shitty game. I don't know if he did that or if he knew that or not. But everything else was spot on besides the name fuck up. I love your hockey segment.
Perfect.
I know you watch it, and I know you're really in tune, so I love it. But,
yeah,
man,
I
20 saves ain't shit, really.
No, it was a good game.
And it's like saying Druski's a somebody.
You're just like an actual hater. It's crazy. Like the Druski slander, that just came out of nowhere. Like the Mina Kimes thing, at least you have a backstory behind it. And there's like, okay, I hear you at least. At least they're even with the Lamar Jackson stuff, I understand it because I understand you were a traditional quarterback, so his playing style is hard for you to like adjust. So I understand this Druski stuff. I don't know where that came from. He's a guy who's funny guy who made content and he blew up, and now you're mad at him. I don't get it. He's never hater.
Smitty, real quick. I want to show you what I got. A new pet I got.
Okay, let's check it out.
A lot of people, everybody that sees this in this chat, do not tell anybody.
Oh.
It's illegal.
God,
that motherfucker's
a leopard.
That motherfucker's wicked, homie. I know that. God damn.
Was that a leopard?
I'm gonna tell you what it is. Yeah,
he breathing hard as hell, homie.
That motherfucker's wicked, homie.
He confident too. The way he laying, he like, I wish a motherfucker would. The way he laying, look at him.
Have you ever seen a leopard that look like that though?
I wish a motherfucker would.
Have you ever seen a leopard like that though?
Have you ever seen a motherfucking? That's like my movie. You ever seen a pit bull eat a chihuahua?
Let me give you a little insight on this. This is a leopard with what's called vitiligo.
Oh yeah, we know vitiligo. Yeah.
It's a non-harmful skin condition that causes leopards to lose their natural pigment, resulting in white patches of skin and fur.
I had a homegirl in college who had that sister, but she got the.
Yeah, it's like freckles to me. Like I like those. I used to fuck with some sisters like that too. I know you're talking about. I had those patches. I love that shit.
Actually, be bad though too. Though be bad.
No,
with it.
I think it looks sexy. Like I used to fuck shit out of it. But yeah, I love that shit. The patches, like give me the patch, bitch. Like I love that shit. It's like freckles. I love freckles. I mean, freckles are one of my most favorite attributes.
For real?
Oh yeah, I love me some freckles. On anything.
Name your top 3 weaknesses on a woman. Go.
Top 3 what?
Weaknesses on a woman. Meaning like if she got this, like she got you. So freckles is one.
But freckles is one. If you want to go that route, we'll go 1, 2, 3 then. Freckles is the number 1 weakness. Number two, I'm gonna say smile, teeth, nice teeth and smile.
Ooh, I like that.
And then number 3, because obviously most of you gotta have something like some sort of titties and that. Thighs. I love thighs. Fuck legs, soft skin legs. I would say like feet and nails. I guess feet and hands. Like the hand. I'm a hand. Like you gotta have
a hand.
Yeah, you gotta have sexy hands, homie. You can't have female. Can't have no little ass.
You love that. Who's that young player from Philly? You love his hands, his nails.
Yeah, that's why I say when I saw that hand, I thought it was I thought of some things. We did a short that talked about it. But I don't pause because I was like, guys shouldn't have nails painted. Like so, to me, if I just saw the nail, if I didn't know what was going on, if I just hopped into that conversation, Smitty has like a guest with you, I would have hopped on, like say you and someone else was doing a show, and I hopped into that conversation. I would have thought that was a bitch. I would want to like jack my shit off. So like that's just crazy, you know what I mean? Like I popped onto that conversation. That's what I'd have been like, oh yeah, shit, I could see her, stroking my shit.
So freckles, smile, and then like just hands and nails. Now, for clarity, what you're saying is like the ass is like a given. Like I
gotta have ass. Or I gotta bump it into the thing. If you gave me a broad, I got a design.
Yeah.
Then fuck, I'm fucked. I gotta go titties. I gotta go ass, titties, freckles.
You ever saw one of them things where like build your favorite player? Like letter says AI's handle. Like if you had to build a bitch, like how would it be? You know what I'm saying? Like
build what?
Huh?
Build a what?
If you had to build a bear, like build a bear. You had
you didn't say build a bear though.
What did I say?
Build a bitch.
Oh, I said that.
I think so.
I was talking. I must have been talking too fast. I apologize for that. I don't even use that word. If you had to build a woman, though,
still rubbing off on you, but it's cool. Go. What happened?
How would you break it down?
Can you clip that right there, Paris? And I'm gonna send it to Joy. Can you clip me that particular piece real quick? I'm gonna do something with it. I'm gonna because I do those shorts now. I'm gonna create a short.
Paris, don't cut it at all. We black, Paris. At the end of the day,
nah, Paris mix.
Like when it come down to it, Paris, it's me and you. You know what I'm saying? When it come down to it,
Paris mix on that Ryan Clark shit.
Baby supposed to be outside too, but baby on that bullshit. So I don't know.
Real quick, We got breaking news. The cover of the new college football video game has been released. That's it right there.
Oh, that's hard. That's Ryan Williams and
Smith.
And Smith. Jeremiah Smith, my cousin.
Yeah, I think it's the weakest cover I've ever seen.
Deluxe edition. That's hard. Got all the players. That's gangster. Hold on, are them legends mixed into it? I see some Letterman jackets.
I see Lane Kiffin.
Oh, that's hard, homie.
I see Lane Kiffin.
I see Tebow. I see the Heisman winners. Is that Bush in the front?
That's Reggie Bush.
Tebow.
James Franklin next to Tebow.
I see your boy
Ryan Day.
I see Dan Lannon. Rooted in substance.
I see your boy Marcus Freeman's right there. Is that Scatabo?
Scatabo. This shit kind of like what's that game? Where's Waldo? You gotta like find a.
Where's you and I at? Hey,
somebody
Kevin a trucker.
Hey,
Kevin a trucker.
Hey.
Yeah. I need this because this is something that I need to send to somebody because they use my name, image, and likeness based on a commercial we just saw with Pat McAfee. They use my name more than any of these guys' names on the fucking whole thing. Shit.
Yeah, but EA didn't use. That's why your case is like is mute.
No, it's not. I'm not like the EA because EA don't. But don't piss on me and say it's raining though.
Right.
Don't think I'm Boo Boo the Fool either, homie.
You ain't stupid.
Like I know what EA Sports you doing. You didn't want to directly post it, but you sure benefited off everybody posting your shit. I know that much. Shit.
Hey,
you didn't turn it down, Smitty. They didn't say no, stop posting that shit unless you would pay JB. You didn't say
that don't make sense, homie. That ain't you wouldn't do that. That's bad business, homie.
I'm just saying, homie.
It's gonna happen again soon too for this game. They got the same clips. When I'm building my 26 college football team roster, I ain't give a fuck about an atom. I couldn't tell you about a fucking microbe. But I'm a cold hustler. You gonna see that motherfucker everywhere.
Exactly. See what I'm saying? Fuck.
Hey, but you see your advantage, homie. Like at the end of the day, it's still good for you though. It still help build your brand. Writing another book, motherfucker. Write a college football book. Shit.
I am.
You need to for real. I look at it. There you go, baby. Play it.
Congratulations, you've been cut on national television.
When I walk in and smell weed in the front row right here, it's fucking bad. Take a picture of this whole second, third group. I want them all piss tested today. Think I'm playing? You guys fucking have no respect. You either in or you fucking out. I'm not fucking playing with you no more. This the real fucking JB. You better buy the fuck in real quick. Keep fucking with me. Hey, who don't have pants? They're right fucking here. Get them motherfuckers on. Hey, go the fuck home then if it's bullshit. Get out, Cottrell! Fat fuck! Get out, you fat fuck! Blue helmet motherfucker, get your fat ass down! We played like some fucking hoes last week. That's what's on your guys' chest. I hope you understand that is on your shirt, fellas. Everybody wants a piece of that shit. I say we piss on the bullseye. Piss on the motherfucker and say fuck.
Hey, hold on, homie. Somebody's not in here.
You couldn't look at the video picture I made.
Hey, this dude said we played like hoes last week. I ain't never heard a coach say that. That's fucking hilarious. We played like hoes.
Play like some straight hoes.
That's a bar. I'm using that moving forward.
Straight hoes.
You play like hoes. That's crazy as hell. And then you said everybody in the first two rows, I want to piss test.
Take a picture though of them. I want to see them. Hey,
one video.
Homie, I had the picture on my TV when I brought each kid in. I had the picture on the fucking thing too.
Homie, you were so mad in that one video that you were just like, because I know you would up now. Once you get to that certain spot, you just start spazzing. You walking out and you saw some random pants and said,
"Yeah,
who the
I
fuck
did.
pants is these?
I did.
Put them on."
They were not the pants. They were not the pants either. Hey, Alan was in that meeting. He know there was some like old pants, but you know who I threw them at?
You were so mad.
No, I threw them at one of my bitch ass coaches that I fired.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, bitch ass coach too. By the way, bitch ass coach. I threw it at him, yeah. Jesse Ornelas. So I threw it at his bitch ass. And I said, because he was in charge of it, I said, get these motherfuckers, you fucking prima donna puss ass bitch. Get your fucking players in that. He ended up being a little snaky bitch anyway, and he was a bitch. So, yeah.
I'm going to get him on the porch. You said Jesse Ronaldo?
Yep.
I'm giving him my shit.
The worst possible coach you can have is a traitor coach. A traitor. That's what he was.
So if you ran into him at like Costco today, like what would that exchange be like?
I wouldn't do none of that. But if he came near me, I'd beat the fuck out of him. I wouldn't go look him up, but if he came near me, I'm gonna probably beat the fuck out of him.
Define like near, like an orange.
Like if I knew he made a way to come near me to try to test me, but not really, and he wasn't gonna ever test me like confrontationally. But if he tried to do some smart ass shit and come near me,
like walk past me type shit, trying to be funny.
I'm gonna fucking grab him and fuck him up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's real shit, by the way, Jesse. Make sure you fucking on notice, bitch.
He might see this though, so
I hope he sees it. I think he will see it.
He lives in Cali, don't he?
Fuck, he couldn't handle Cali. So anyway, Smitty, let's dive. You all right?
I triggered you a little bit. Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I get the blood flowing. I hate traitors. Traitor. I hate them motherfuckers, by the way.
Trader or traitor?
Both, but traitor is a motherfucker that is actually the worst possible. Hey, Smitty, real quick. This was the line to get my boat in the water the other day.
You lying, homie.
Nah, look how packed it was out here.
To just get your boat.
To get in, that's the launch ramp.
Hell no. See, that's why I don't get in there with you. Pause. That is insane, homie.
And this was at 6 a.m.
No, it was. It's too sun. Well, they do get sunny early now. It probably was 6 or 7. It wasn't 6 though.
It was 6.
Probably 7:38.
Look at that shit. It was popping.
Damn.
Look at that shit, homie.
All far rights too. That's crazy, man. That's lying.
A lot of brothers out. A lot of brothers now in the water.
Yeah, far rights. I ain't say white. You're right.
Hey, by the way, that's not here. That's Havasu. That's Havasu.
It looks different. I knew it was.
Ruben gave it away. That's Havasu. Hey, by the way, I would never do that. I'm never getting in that fucking line right there to put my boat in the fucking water around a bunch of fucking nobodies.
I know you ain't. The traffic was amazing.
Why would I do that when my shit's in the ocean? Why I ain't going to a fucking lake? I do the same shit. And you know what the problem is? All these people are going to one launch ramp, and then if you fuck up and don't launch your boat right, the nice way, then you got motherfuckers honking, and there's a big old fuck, and then I got to beat the fuck out of somebody. It's like, nah, I ain't doing it. But
you know the thing I love about holidays though? I made a video yesterday on my Instagram. There is no traffic in LA. I got home in like 12 minutes from work yesterday.
Yeah, I know.
It shows like really how close I really am to my job.
No, it shows you how populated California is, homie.
It's crazy, homie.
Because everybody was gone in Havasu.
I love it. I wish I would stay in fucking Havasu. I hope they're still there today.
Before Tim jumps on, I wanted to bring this up real quick and just because we teased last week's top 10 football movies, and we did a little poll on it. We're going to come back to that this week. But top 10 movies, period, when it comes to sports. Where you at with this list right here?
Remember the ties, number 1, Rocky. Ooh, man, I love Rocky. Field of Dreams, legendary right there, of course. Moneyball, Miracle, Hoosiers. Happy Gilmore. That's funny. Like I wouldn't like put Happy Gilmore in that same category. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like it's a comedy, it's a little different, but I love Happy Gilmore, so I'm not mad about it. A League of Their Own, We Are Marshall, The Sandlot.
I can't put Rocky on this list. And let me explain why. Rocky is my all-time favorite movies of all time.
Right.
But when you're sequels, in my opinion, you're more of like now it's more of a series. I don't know if I can put Rocky because Rocky would be number 1 for me, but I would have to put Rocky 2 in there, Rocky 3 in there. I would have to see what I mean. So I don't know. Miracle would be way up higher for me as well. So
I need Coach Carter on there for me though, somewhere probably 9 at least. I might even put like Gridiron.
Yeah, I'm putting Glory Road on this list. Glory Road
is a great movie.
Yeah, Glory Road would be on this list. True story.
Yeah.
Moneyball is all right, but it wouldn't be that high for me.
I like Longest Yard a lot, but again, it's like Longest Yard, Happy Gilmore. Some of those movies are kind of like another category for me.
The rebound, the real rebound, the Earl Manigault story, with Don Cheadle is got to be up there. But speaking of that, though, we got a legend on the show. I can't thank him enough, man. Our main man, former NBA referee extraordinaire, who did 13 seasons in the NBA from 94 to 07. And then I don't know how to introduce him. I guess I'm going to say famous, infamous, whatever you want to use it. I'm the same way. So I love controversial figures. I'm one. So I can't thank him enough for hopping on with us. And it's the legendary Tim Donahue joins the show. Tim, how you doing, brother?
Yeah, welcome.
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Man, I can't thank you enough, man. Wait, how do you prefer people introduce you? Like I'm in your boat, so that people hate me for whatever I did. I'm like, fuck it, call me infamous. I'm fine with it.
I think it's going to be honest. Infamous is probably the term we should definitely use. Famous, who's famous for doing something wrong? Not too many people, but definitely.
No doubt. Hey, man, I appreciate you joining us. Hey, I want to ask you right out the gate. I've been bashing the NBA for a while. It's hard to watch now. I loved your era much better, but I'm asking Smitty. I'm like 3 blowouts in out here on the West. Last night was finally a decent game between the Wolves and the OKC Thunder. 3 blowouts prior to that. We've been watching blowout after blowout. I think I saw a stat line that it was the most blowouts, 25 points or more in NBA history throughout these certain playoffs so far. And I'm like, what is the biggest deal? Is it just because of the 3-point shot? You either shoot them, make them, or miss them, and then the game's over? Is it the Euro infestation of Euro ball coming over and making 7-footers shoot threes, or the Steph Curry factor? What's the biggest takeaway? Or instant replay every 5 minutes for a fucking common foul? I don't know. What do you think the biggest difference is? What do you see?
I think it's definitely a 3-point shot. When a team can get hot from behind that 3-point line, they can pull away from a team rather quickly. So I think we're seeing that a lot. The teams that are shooting well from behind a 3-point line are the ones that are definitely doing a little bit better in the playoffs.
Let me ask you this, man, kind of staying on just kind of the landscape of today's game in comparison to when you were refereeing. Flopping is at an all-time high right now, and it wasn't something that happened out a lot during your era. Just, I guess, from your landscape, from your view, excuse me, how, I guess, difficult is it for today's referees to be able to just, I guess, be able to see when it is a flop versus when it's a real foul? Because some of these guys are getting really good at just their timing of when to launch back and when to fall, and there's some cases where it does get kind of complicated for the ref.
It definitely does, but the better referees and the ones that usually get the plays right are the guys that watch a lot of film, and they'll study these players and they'll know which player is really acting on a continuous basis and what player is really embarrassing the referees getting those calls that they shouldn't get. So really the officials that watch a lot of film, study, the team that they're officiating that night, knowing the players and their personalities on those, teams that night that they're going out to officiate, will help them, because the NBA moves at such a quick pace that it's a lot of memory recall when it comes to who's on that floor and, what has happened in the past with those officials and those players.
No doubt. Let me ask you this, Tim, real quick. Like in this world now that we live in this NBA, is it ever going to get back to, I don't know, like the old era of physicality? Are we ever going to see that, or is this over? I mean, I've seen so many people talk. I've been on shows, with Matt Barnes and these other guys that talk about the Euro, how they play. They play once a week, but they practice fundamentals all week long, compared to here now where it's AAU and it's just play games. We don't teach shit anymore. And now we got these freak athletes out here just basically getting destroyed by fundamentals still. At the end of the day, the Tim Duncans of the world now are the ones that are dominating in a league that's now catered to Euros. Are we ever going to get it back, or no? Is it done?
No, I think it's definitely done, because if you look at it, the league is always making adjustments so that they have a free-flowing, high-scoring game, because that's what the fans want. That's what's good for TV. So they're always putting in different rules so that there's a free-flowing game and, there's a high-scoring game and all those tough defenders, the Raja Bells of the past Ron Artest are never going to be able to compete in the league because that physicality, they don't want anything to do with it, and they'll foul them out of the game quicker than they can, blink an eye. So that physicality is something that they don't want. It goes back to those Pat Riley, New York Knicks days when those playoff games were in the 80s, and that's just something that they didn't want, and I don't think you'll ever see that again.
No, 100%, man. And I kind of want to dive back into, to you and your story a little bit here and your career as well. And obviously, like you said, I mean, you've been open and honest about your story. You even started off this segment here saying, hey, you shouldn't be called famous when you do something wrong. I just want to, for those who don't know, the new viewers in here, the listeners, you kind of give us like a 10,000 square foot view of just your kind of your story and kind of, what all happened as far as how you got involved.
Basically I was, an NBA referee making great money, joined a couple country clubs and really got into golfing and betting big money playing golf. And after the golf matches were over, playing big money card games in the locker room or even getting in a limo and running down to Atlantic City and gambling for, 15 hours straight playing blackjack, and got to the point where I was hanging around a lot of people that were in the gambling world. And one of the guys just said to me one day, hey, here's the lines on the games, who you think's going to win? And I had just come from home and I knew who was refereeing those games and who was going to be put in an advantage or a disadvantage based on relationships with the officials. And I rattled off 3 games for him, and they all won. And he called me up the next day and was shocked at how easy it was for me to pick winners like I did.
Yeah.
And we had started betting on, college football, pro football, baseball, and it just started spilling into me giving him tips on NBA games and then NBA games that I officiated if I was in a meeting and I knew certain things were going to go on that night. And, once we stopped doing it because I felt, uncomfortable doing it, what I didn't know is he was passing that information over to people that were associated with organized crime, and they were betting millions of dollars on these games. And one time I was in Philadelphia and, a high school friend invited me to dinner, and with him was another guy that we went to high school with, and he was involved in organized crime. And he basically told me that he wanted to continue to get those picks that he was getting in the past. And if not, he was going to expose me to the NBA, or worse yet, have somebody visit my wife or kids in Florida. So, I continued to give them the picks, hoping at the end of the basketball season that it was all going to be over with. And, I was going to go about my life and never do it again. But it was discovered over a Gambino wiretap. And, unfortunately, I ended up doing 15 months in the federal prison because of it.
Damn, I can't thank you enough for sharing it. I got to ask you, like, I got my own past. We all do. I don't judge anybody because I'm fucking judged just like everybody else. But I'm curious to know, like, Wolf of Wall Street and all these big movies that have taken guys that have done certain things, Catch Me If You Can type of guys who later on the feds or whoever come back to and say, hey, you did this at all time. You were the best at it. We want to use you now. And I've read stories and stuff. Did the NBA come back to you to say, hey, we want to know how to catch this, or before it gets started?
Yeah, it's funny because, I felt so horrible about what I got involved in and what I did. My attorney, John Lauro, called up the NBA legal counsel and said, Tim would like to meet with you and, discuss what he did and how he did it. And they wanted absolutely nothing to do with me. Their goal was to paint me as a black sheep and one bad apple, and nobody else had anything to do with it. And, I was a guy that, shouldn't be listened to and wasn't going to tell the truth, and anything they could do to just paint me as a liar and somebody that wasn't going to tell the truth. But I was very fortunate in the fact that Phil Scala, who was a supervisory special agent for the Gambino crime family, backed me and said that they investigated everything that I did, and I told the truth at every turn, and actually wrote the foreword for my book, Personal Foul, which was something that really saved me, because every interview, everybody would say to me, why should we believe you? Look what you did. And I would say, hey, I couldn't agree with you more. But the bottom line is Phil Scala wrote the foreword for my book. he was the lead investigator on the case, and he said that I told the truth. So that was something that, really helped me out a lot moving forward after I was out of prison.
Go ahead. Real quick, we share something in common. We both have a Netflix series, and it depicted us in a manner, myself at least. I guess I know how edited it was. I was 2 seasons, 18 episodes, and I knew they filmed me for 5,000 hours. They showed basically 16 hours on a show. How close was that Netflix depiction of you, and how much was it accurate or off?
That's what's so fucked up about, some of these people. They promise you, they're going to, have this shine and show the truth. And then the thing comes out and it's nothing like they said it was going to be. For the most part, a little bit of it was good, but, it was just kind of really unfortunate the way they did it. I'll give you an example. Greg Andres, who was the head of the Eastern District of New York at the time of my case and oversaw everything. As soon as I went to jail, 2 months after the fact, he took a left and took a job as at a law firm, taking on all the outside legal counsel work for the NBA. So, tell me how that is, something that doesn't, make the news or is exposed or is talked about. And, if they filmed me for hours talking about that, investigated it, found out that it was the truth, and yet that doesn't make it into the Netflix show. I found that to be, awful, because here this guy goes from probably making $250,000 a year to well over $1 million, and, was asshole buddies with David Stern through the whole investigation, listening to everything he wanted, done, and then had his guy stand up there at my sentencing and say that my allegations just didn't hold water, which was the biggest bunch of bullshit. And that's why all the FBI agents were furious that, they did that to me, and they ended up supporting me.
Wow.
Man. I got a question. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people they know the story, they know what happened to you, right, and why you're not in the league. But I haven't really heard of how did this impact you in your life though? Like after you spent 15 months, away, you get out. Obviously, your career, as a ref, at least on a professional level, is away. How has that situation just impacted you as a man?
Yeah, definitely mentally, it's awful. You're in a federal prison. Everyone basically is considering you a rat, and doesn't want too much to do with you. And then you start to think, I'm a father of 4 daughters. How am I going to support my 4 kids? And I had a little bit of money left over, but I got hit with a $225,000 restitution bill that I had to end up paying back. So it was very difficult, but I got very lucky in that, I ended up buying properties at auction back in 2008 and 2009 when nobody wanted them. Yeah. And, I took a chance, and, I wasn't going to buy that first property, and I'm sitting in a house and it's worth $50,000. And, the realtor says to me, if you don't buy this today, I'm buying it tomorrow. And on your way out, lock the door. And I'm literally sitting on this floor, tears coming down my eyes, just saying to God, I need a sign. Should I do this? What am I going to do with my life? And all of a sudden there's a knock on the door, and it's this lady. And she said, "Hey, I saw the cars in the driveway. I'm just wondering, is this house for rent?" And I just felt like that was my sign from God. I said, it will be in about 2 weeks. I bought that house and kept buying houses at auction for the next 2 years. And, I've been very fortunate that I was able to rebuild my life through real estate.
Damn. Smart man, Smitty. 08 was the crash.
Yeah, recession.
Out here in California, boy, it was, man, I wish I would have did what you did. Shit. Let me ask you something real quick. What do you got going now? Like, what are you doing now? Is because I want to bring it full circle, because the Netflix thing you just mentioned and how they edited that shit. It's funny, like if you never got caught, let's just say, and then you came out with this story, nobody would fucking believe you. They'd so you don't get to make money on it. Same with me. I did this show and everybody's like, "Oh, this guy's an asshole, cussing at a white dude, cussing out black kids and blah, 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 blah." Even though I'm from Compton and nobody knew my story, they would never have believed my story. I'd be a racist and all this other shit. Isn't it funny how that shit works? Like you couldn't now write a book or tell your story because nobody would have fucking believed you. And the same with my end. It's funny how that shit works. You had to go spend 15 months and do all this shit. But isn't that funny how they depict us and make billions of dollars off our name, by the way? and people don't want to talk about that. But isn't it funny how that shit works? Like, no one would have believed you if you would have came out and told the story.
No, definitely not. It's something that, has been extremely difficult, that I was able to, through the help of, great family, weather the storm, so to speak. So I'm lucky I came out on the other side where, I see a lot of people that were in that federal prison system aren't able to do it because they don't have the resources that I had and the story that I had and the strength to kind of fight through it with a lot of family and friends. So, I couldn't be more grateful that I got a second chance and I was able to take advantage of it. But, a lot of people aren't able to, weather that storm. And it's extremely difficult that we have a federal prison system that really isn't in place to help, people get out and rehabilitate their life. It's once you're in that system, it's tough to get out of it. And that's why people always end up reoffending.
Yeah, no, for sure. I want to ask you about an old friend of yours who I know at one point in time you guys were pretty close. Scott Foster, another referee there, and I know you talked about it. I think it was in the New York Times. I saw you were saying how you kind of regretted your falling out with him. Have you guys been able to talk at all in recent times, or has it still been since all this went down, since the last time you guys were able to speak to each other?
No, the last time I spoke with him, I remember calling him up, telling him we were supposed to play in a golf tournament. And, I had a bad back because it was in the middle of the investigation and it didn't hit the news yet. I haven't been able to speak to him. I think that as long as he's officiating in the NBA, it's going to be difficult to, contact him maybe one day when he's retired and everything's over. I would speak to him and let him know that, I'm sorry that his name kind of got drugged through the mud being associated with me. We were thick as thieves, best friends, did a lot of golfing and different things together. But as far as him crossing that line and being involved in what I was involved with, it just didn't happen. And, it appears that, he was involved because of all the phone calls that went back and forth between us. But, the bottom line is he just wasn't.
Gotcha.
Wow. It's crazy, right? They always associate someone and automatically think it's them. We all have our fucked up, but it's crazy. Let me ask you this: you got a history, and there's a famous player that obviously thought he had beef with you, Rasheed Wallace, right? And we had a guest on before, and he was like talking about the number of technical fouls and ejections, and he had that confrontation with you that's out there online and stuff like that. What did that stem from?
No, it's just a situation where there was a game that I was officiating in, and they were winning by a lot of points, and he took the basketball after a foul was called on him, threw it at the other official when he wasn't looking, and basically hit him in his ass with it. And, I issued him a technical foul, which he didn't like, and he ended up, I think, having 30-some points. They won by 20, and he was so pissed off that I gave him that technical foul that he waited for me out in the parking lot and hid basically behind a pole. And when I walked out, he said to me that he was going to, get that bullshit money back for that technical foul I called on him. And I said something along the lines of, fuck you, you deserved it, which was probably not the smartest thing to say to a 7-foot guy that probably could, knock me down in 2 seconds. And next thing you knew, we squared up and we were trying to get at each other and fight. And Brevin Knight, lucky that I am, Brevin Knight was there and he kind of held him back. So it was just a situation where, I let the Philly in me and he had let the Philly in him get out. And, we always kind of banged heads out on the floor. And, I write about this in the book, how, we would bet $25 in the locker room to see who was going to be the first one to give him a technical foul. So there were a lot of different things that we did and had fun with, before we went out on the floor.
Damn.
God,
So before you get out of here, I want to know, and I saw Smitty ask a question.
Yeah.
Is sports, professional sports, NBA, NFL, Major League Baseball, is there some sort of rigging going on in your estimation? Just in your estimation, do you think there's something going on because of the DraftKings, FanDuel, all the money that is now in betting? I find it very hypocritical, I guess, that these these organizations or these big time conglomerates put betting on their name. NFL is DraftKings, I believe. NBA's FanDuel. Everyone's using it, but then they'll suspend a player for betting. $15 on a game for a whole season. I find it hypocritical, but this is the world we're in. Do you think there's something that's kind of shady in this whole thing by players or coaches or refs?
I think that, when I was there, that the league would come in, and if a team was up 2-0 or 3-0 in a series, they put the referees in a locker room and they'd show us 15 or 20 plays that they wanted us to concentrate on that night in the game. And those plays always went for the team that was down in the series and against the team that was up. So that's how they would manipulate the series. So the games would go from 3-0 to 3-1, 3-2. So it'd be a 6-7 game series. I write about this. And in Houston, Jeff Van Gundy came out and said that he was told by a league official that, the referee was going to go out and crack down on certain calls in the game that night on Yao Ming. And they went out and did. And I think that they were up 2-0 in the series. Next thing you know, it was 2-2 and it was a 7-game series. So it's something that the league comes down and programs and trains the referees in these morning meetings of certain things that they really want you to concentrate on in a given night. And it goes for the team that's down in the series and against the team that's up.
Now, obviously, you reffed a ton of games, during your career and, during this time. Is there like a certain game that stands out where, like, you looking back, you like, man, I legit lost that team that game because of some calls that I made, during this situation? Is there anything that just stands out where you're like, damn, like that will, what I'm saying? Like, that was
for sure. I think, there's just situations where the information that I passed along to the guys making the bets was just information where, we would crack down on certain things that the league wanted us to crack down on, and it was done as a group. But, I remember when Allen Iverson threatened Steve Javie and the league only fined him $25,000 and didn't suspend him. And, I had one of the next games with him in Denver. And, we got in the locker room and said, we're going to call palming violations and traveling violations on him. And that was never called. So we went out there and we all took turns doing it. And I'll never forget, during the end of the game, he came up to me and said, "Hey, Tim, how long is this going to last for?" And he was kind of laughing. And I said, "I don't know what you're talking about." And he goes, "You know what I'm talking about." And I definitely knew what he was talking about, but I didn't want to tell him, we sat out, to stick it up his ass because the league didn't suspend him when we felt as a group of officials that, he should have been suspended for threatening one of our own. So, that's a situation where, the three officials definitely went out and, went to stick it to him. And, it's something that, went on many different nights.
I got two things for you. I can't thank you enough for being so transparent.
Thank you. This is
it's unbelievable.
I'm learning.
Let me ask you real quick. In the day and age of this, these individual prop bets on FanDuel and DraftKings, you can bet players and you can get DFS and all this. How hard would it be to make sure a player got his allotted whatever points for certain bettors? Like, is that a thing? Because I've heard this in Vegas from some big time gamblers. Like, it's funny because we got Draymond Green on a soundbite 2 weeks ago in the playoffs who were like telling the ref, "Hey man, it's 5.5, huh?" And like it's funny. Would it be impossible to like get a guy to say, you know what, he's at 40 draft points, he can get 41 and this guy wins this money? Is there any of that you think going on?
I'm not there now to say. I would, venture to guess there is. I think there's a lot of stuff that goes on. And I'll give you an example. Back in the day, I had a game in Philadelphia with George Karl. I think he was coaching the Milwaukee Bucks at the time. Mm-hmm. And it was a tie game. And we were in overtime, and he was such an asshole. I couldn't give him a technical foul, but we got in the locker room, after the fact. And I told a group supervisor and the other two referees, I have him in Indiana in 2 weeks, and I'm going to throw his fucking ass out of the game the minute he fucking looks at me. And I ended up throwing him out of the game in the first quarter. And, he was furious, but it was something that I said I was going to do to, the two other refs. And I probably told half my buddies I was going to do it too. And if they would have took that information and bet against him at the time, they could have made a lot of money. So,
macro, Smitty, macro.
Because I'm mad because the line would have been crazy. To assume a coach getting kicked out, like the line would have been amazing if you got that right. So,
you could probably add 4, 5, or 6 points, to a line either way if a coach is going to get kicked out or that has happened with players too. Mike Mathis had a war going on with Charles Barkley, and if you knew every time Mathis was going to ref one of Charles Barkley's games, that would change the spread 4 or 5 points because he didn't allow Charles Barkley to back his defender down and push off. He would call offensive fouls on him. So a lot of things that happened, relationship-wise, both positive and negative, that affected, how the game was called. So, even
your guy Scott Foster and I think Chris Paul, we've known that.
Yeah,
for a
another
while.
prime example. Yeah, another prime
They
example.
don't like each other.
Relationships both positive and negative that spill out onto the floor and affect how the game is officiated because the officials officiate the names on the front and the back of the jerseys rather than the rules as they're written in the rule book.
Emotions matter. Like, we're humans, JB. Like, we can say we won't. We're human.
doubt.
You're a grown ass man too. When you go out there and you're refereeing, so you feel like a player's disrespecting you or often disrespectful, it's going to play a role.
No doubt. So, hey, Smitty, I got one question for him. I don't know if you do, but I just wanted to. The chat had a question for you, Tim. What did you do to become an NBA ref? Is one of the chat questions. Okay. As far as I guess your path traveled, or did you grow up wanting to be a ref? Did you play and then say I wanted to ref like a lot of people do, or what got you into it?
I was from the Philadelphia area where we had a lot of NBA referees in Crawford, Strom, Javi, Washington, Wonderlic, Callahan, and Billy Oakes, and my dad was a top college basketball referee, so it was in our area and in my blood. So I graduated from Villanova. I didn't like any job that I had. I enjoyed sports. I started officiating, sent a letter up to the NBA office and was invited out to a camp. And at that time, they were looking for young, officials that were in good shape. And I was in good shape at that time. And, I got into the training program and I was one of the youngest ones ever hired at age 26 to make it to the NBA. So it was just a situation where I was at the right place at the right time.
That's amazing. That's an amazing story, man. For anybody who wants to be a ref, man. There is a journey there. So I got one final question. I know everybody in the chat wants to know. I'm a Lakers fan. JB's a Lakers fan. So we got to ask you, Game 6, Western Conference Finals, Kings Lakers. Were the Kings robbed in that game, in that series?
100%. I think if you look at the calls that were made, in that game, you can see that they totally screwed over the Kings. It was a situation where Dick Bavetta was on the game. He was, nicknamed himself, the NBA's go-to guy because he was put on Game 6s to force a Game 7 because that was what was going to get the league global attention. So he figured, hey, I'll get the Lakers this win. We force a Game 7. It goes back to Sacramento. Sacramento is never going to lose on their home floor. So I'm really not doing anything wrong. And, that's what happened. And they got upset on their home floor. They're clearly the best team in the league that year, should have a ring on their finger. And, unfortunately they don't because of the antics of, Dick Bavetta and thinking that he was doing what the league wanted. And he was because, there's a famous interview with David Stern where somebody said to him, what's your ideal matchup in the NBA Finals? And he said the Lakers versus the Lakers. So, we all knew that. And, Bavetta, said he was the NBA's go-to guy and did certain things to, make sure that Game 6s turn into Game 7s.
So are we, for clarity, does this water down the Lakers three-peat? Does this ruin the legacies of Shaq and rest in peace, my favorite player, Kobe and Phil? Like, this is some exclusive information, JB. Like,
this is clearly something I wrote about it at length in the book Personal Foul. It's in there, black and white. It was investigated by the FBI, and Sacramento, without a doubt, was the best team in the league that year. And they would have. I think it was New Jersey that ended up coming out of the East. They would have probably beat New Jersey in 4 games that year, and the Lakers went on to get another championship.
Damn.
My last say, man, I can't believe.
I wish I didn't hear that as a Kobe fan, Lakers fan. I wish I didn't hear that.
I love it. I love the real.
I love it. I love it. I'm just, I'm like, damn.
I got to get your take on P. Rose.
Oh shit.
What is your take now that he's passed away and they allow him in 27 to be back in the voting process of being into the hall? How do you equate what he did in the game as a player, coach, manager, whatever, betting on himself or his own team versus what you did? Is there like a difference? Do you look at him differently or the same? Should he have been in the hall?
I don't look at it differently. I think we both made, drastic errors, lapse of judgment, cross the line we shouldn't have been near and totally fucked up our lives. So, what he did though, when he was a player, I think should be something that should be recognized. And I'm glad that hopefully he'll be put into the Hall of Fame because, who am I to judge anybody? I'm all about forgiveness myself. So he made a mistake and, hopefully he recognized that mistake at length before, he passed away and hopefully he's going to get in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. No doubt, man. No doubt. Make sure you guys go purchase the book right now, Personal Foul. Tim Donahue story, man. Go check it out. And Tim, I hope everything's well. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything, the family, the daughters, and everything else, man. Hopefully the best comes to you. And like I said, I can't thank you enough for the transparency. And I did a show called Last Chance U. So obviously I gave a lot of kids a lot of extra chances. So I do believe in second one, third ones, etc. So hopefully this thing ends up being a great story at the end of the day.
Hopefully I'm not going to need a third one. I'm happy with the second one.
Here you
no
go.
doubt. Hey, I can't thank you enough, man. You've been one of my favorite guests ever, man. So I appreciate you, brother, and good luck. Hopefully we can have you on again maybe at the end of the season.
Absolutely, buddy. I appreciate your help. Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Tim. Appreciate it, brother. Clap it up.
Man. Clap it up for him.
Unbelievable.
There's been like 2 guests we've had in the last week in which you stated that's like my favorite interview, like back to back.
And I loved Doug Glanville's take because he kept it real too.
Yeah.
I don't know, that right there is probably stories that a lot of people have never heard.
Yeah. People in the chat them all. He's talked about it multiple times. Read his book. Watch interview. Chris in there talking crazy. Everybody hasn't read. They ain't read the book. I ain't read the book yet, so I don't know all the story. I've heard bits and pieces of some of this stuff, but to hear from the horse's mouth and get the full exclusive and some of this stuff he ain't talked about.
No,
this is a big deal.
And then all the dick riders talking shit. Get them on your show. Oh, that's right. You don't have one, but it's funny. These motherfuckers, man, they fucking kill me with some of the shit they say, homie. Go get the book, man.
That was hard though. Listen, at the end of the day, Lakers still got that 3-peat. They still have to make them shots. They still have to make them free throws. They have to make them 3. Robert Horry still have to make that 3 at the top of the key. So hey, it is what it is. Things happen. I'm sure there's some games in which Lakers lost, in which it went the other way. So it is what it is. So
give me his number so I can get him on my show. Nah, homie, go get your number. I had to get it. The motherfucker always wanted a handout. I had to get it. Motherfucker, you think I didn't have to get it? Shit. Fuck. Let me figure it out. Turn over a rock. Shit. You think ESPN's going to have that interview?
Nah.
Fuck.
They're avoiding it. They're avoiding it. You know what I mean? Like,
fucking right they are. Yeah. Fucking right they are. That series was unbelievable. I remember. So
we gotta figure out a way that we got to get this money, man. Because we doing some stuff different. Like we got to figure out. It's something we ain't.
I know.
Something we ain't doing. We ain't twisting. We ain't turning. It's like it's a bigger picture. It's a documentary. It's something. Go ahead, Jess.
I'm probably holding this back.
Nah, it ain't got nothing to do with this. I'm saying that. I'm saying there's like something like
I'm probably holding this back.
Like there's like something different that we not.
I'm thinking. I'm a little bit like controversial, probably.
You probably a little bit.
Huh?
You're a little controversial. You're not too much. I just want I wonder like.
I just sent a message to Tim right now, telling him to come out on the yacht.
There's something here, homie. We might have to get a camera to follow you around for 2 weeks and this. I don't know. I'm gonna think of some shit. There's something here. Shit getting crazy right now. Tim Donahue. T Mixum, shut up. You 17. These kids crazy. Good show, y'all. It is 9:04. I don't work overtime. It's been a hell of a show, man. Make sure if y'all ain't
9:04. I thought we had a whole hour now.
9. You got
we got one more minute though, because people pointed out we didn't start the show till 6:05 today.
All right, well, let's stay here till we get to 5 and we'll just jump off.
Yeah, we got 1 minute. It's gonna be a quick week because obviously the holiday. So Eddie, shut the fuck up. Tomorrow, real quick. I want to be clear here, real quick.
9:05.
We have an 8th grade quarterback who turned down $20,000 a month from California private high schools. By the name of T-Bro. He declined private school offers $20,000 a month. Instead, he enrolled at a good friend of mine's high school called Hamilton, a public city school, LA City School, and in the LA City section. And he has got his first scholarship offer as an incoming freshman, big time quarterback. A friend of mine coached some big time quarterbacks in his day, and him and this kid and this father will be on our show tomorrow morning.
There it is, 6:30 a.m. Make sure you're here.
So,
be here early.
We will have my good friend Eli, the head football coach at Hamilton, who's also coached likes of L.A. Jordan, Carson High School. He's also beat the likes of Mater Dei, and also him and I, Smitty, you've actually met him. He's been at the house for several different parties. Him and his wife or his girlfriend, and he is a proud what's up legend. The home of the Jordan Downs, my main man. He will be joining us tomorrow with his quarterback extraordinaire and their father, and talking about why they stayed in a public inner city school and not taking $20,000 to go to a private school. Man, what a blessing that is to see. And we're going to see if it sticks and why they chose to do it in this name, image, and likeness era where we pay to play. $20,000 for an 8th grader to go to a school, Smitty, sounds crazy, but that's why we're the realest show on planet Earth. We're going to get you the realest guest, and tomorrow we will have him on and tell that story. So tomorrow, 7 a.m., he'll be on the show for Work Boot Wednesday. So tune in. We will have that on tomorrow, plus some other guests. So, hey, man, realest show on planet Earth. Pound that like, subscribe, become a member if you're not one. We need more members so we get to the football season. We could do more with the show. So become a member if you're not one. If you're getting this for free and not doing anything, then you're just a bitch. Real Coach AB, Big Smitty, for Bailey in the back, man Craig Larson, shout out. We will see you tomorrow, God willing. Peace.
This the real JB. You better find the skin real quick.